live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our stream, which I actually realized we haven't tweeted about it, have we?
I totally forgot.
Oh no!
Bad, guys, very bad. Do I have to keep reminding you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, fair enough. I guess I'll do that next time.
I like how unified we were on that.
It's like, absolutely you did.
Yeah. Never mind that I didn't remember to do it either, but I have to remind them. That should all be great. I just realized Shin has a leather coat. Jacket. And he's streaming in it. Awesome! Yeah, I like leather coats apparently. Fair enough.
Yep, they're the best.
Yeah,
I
totally
mean,
viable to be streaming in. So the stream
we can
tonight.
all get them, you know. It helps.
Yeah.
Like I've got one downstairs. I'll go grab it like right now. We can make it the
everyone.
leather jacket stream.
Yeah. We'll be like Powder Gang or something, you know.
I don't have a leather jacket, guys.
Right, so we need to post Rogue Gear a leather jacket.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wonder if
that's
I
it.
still have mine or if I put it to Goodwill. I might have one, and I might have a leather vest if nothing else.
I have one
think
of
I
those
kept
too.
that one. Other than that, I do not have a leather coat at least anymore. Anyway, stream tonight. Yeah, I know. Oh,
Sacrilege,
gross.
yeah.
The stream tonight. We're gonna continue my one shot. That's now a two shot, because we're like the best at not doing things in a speedily manner.
One shot became a double tap.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's called a double tap.
Yeah, there you go. New name patented.
Yeah, double tap.
Yep.
Yep.
Brains 2019.
Pretty sure it should be Shin 2019. I'm just gonna get this one because it's kind of cool.
I'll give you a cut of the profits.
There we go.
Alright.
So yeah, when we left off last week, we had our heroes, our adventurers, hunker down in the storage room where they had barricaded the doors. And if I remember things correctly, McInnes was left as a guard
Mm-hmm.
and was supposed to be guarding the house. Not the house, but guarding the door and keeping an eye out. Never mind me, I'm just making noise. And let's see. And the rest of you, Ted was almost dead, completely knocked out, and had collapsed in a corner, and we're now trying to sleep it off and get some health.
Yep, he has a blanket of blood keeping him warm.
And Barsin had helped Daniel to get into the storage room as well.
Yep.
And Daniel had just faced one of his great fears and wasn't really fit for fight anymore. Did I forget anything?
No, we pretty much barricaded the door.
Yeah.
To try to prevent anything from coming in, but that's about it.
Indeed. Yes. All right. So McInnes, as you are the first one keeping watch during this eventful night. Oh yeah, and you guys leveled up. Did everyone remember to level up?
Yep. Level 3.
Yep.
Good. Okay. Right. So as you keep watch, or trying to keep watch and mostly just listen, I would like you to roll a perception roll.
Okay, that's a roll. No doubt about that. Jesus, 13.
No, McInnes.
Oh, McKenneth. Oh,
Did
okay.
I say Shin?
Rest of the rest.
No, I thought you said I want you guys to make.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
no. It's just McInnes is awake. He's the only one paying
Yeah, I
attention.
thought we were sleeping.
Yeah.
I'm actually not sleeping. I'm praying.
You're praying. Okay. Barton is praying.
And I'm having nightmares.
That's a 15th for McKenneth.
Head's
15.
unconscious. It's just there's no
Right,
dreams.
15. There's one point you think you hear something, but you're not sure if you actually did or if it was just Ted that was starting to choke on his own blood because he's still a little bit hurt.
Because of all the dying.
Yeah, of all the dying. So you're actually not sure if you heard something or not. But as you listen a bit closer, you decide no, probably nothing. All right, and the rest of your watch goes quite uneventfully. And who do you wake up to lest you take over the watch?
Well, I see. I'm trying to remember character names here. Actually, see. Why is that still up? Right. Well, I'll go to the cleric because I see him. He's praying. I'll
Over
tap
here,
him on the
method
shoulder.
acting.
Yeah. I'll tap him on the shoulder and be like, "Here, buddy. Do you want to take next watch?"
Yeah, sure.
And then I'll pass out.
All right.
Right, and Barton, you settle down by the door, and you watch
Yep.
as McInnes, still slightly drunk, falls asleep and starts to
Collapses.
snore loudly as as he sleeps the last of it off.
Do you talk in your sleep? I could just picture him like propped up on the thing, just like, bottle of whiskey beside us. In a neat little town they called Belfast. Like sort of mumbling, singing a wee song in your sleep.
Yep.
Good question though. Does he speak in his sleep? McInnes, does McInnes speak?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
He does, yeah. Okay. Barton, I want you to roll a perception roll with disadvantage because you're really distracted and trying to figure out what McInnes says.
Thank you.
It's really, really low every time, so it is.
Okay, that would be an 8.
Right. You think it's really interesting, and you think that what McInnes is saying is part of a song, but you can't figure out which one because it's not one you have heard before. But it sounds like snippets from one.
A little time.
Beautiful.
No, I don't want to go to school.
Put the spoon down, Mum. It's a
Um,
Belfast joke there. Wooden spoons.
And the rest of your watch goes on, and by the end of it, you realize that you have no clue what McInnes been on about. And you also realize that you might have listened a little bit more to McInnes than you had been paying attention. But hey, nothing happens, it must be fine, right?
All right. Yeah. I guess we're okay. We're okay. I kind of walk over to Daniel and kind of.
Yes.
Hey, Daniel. You think you'd be okay to keep watch?
Yeah. Yes. I can do that.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. Then, if anything happens, just wake us up, okay?
Okay. You'll hear screams.
All right. Good. I go and get some more rest.
Okay. Daniel, please roll your perception for me.
All right.
You're leaving Daniel to wake Ted up for his watch?
That's a big 6.
Ooh. You
Actually, hold on. Can I do a thing? I could have casted guidance beforehand, but it's too late now.
It's alright. You don't hear much. You mostly hear Ted and McKinley snore. And still being a little bit out of it from what you witnessed earlier. you have a hard
Yeah.
time actually focusing on listening, and you do found the sound of both Ted and McKinney snoring kind of comforting. Like they're actual people. I'm not alone. It's good.
Right. Okay.
All right, and that's how you spend your watch.
I
McKenna.
will. Go ahead.
McKenna sort of rolls over and then his arm sort of lands on Ted, and he starts feeling up his shoulder, going, "Oh."
Ted looks confused in his sleep.
I will.
Kill everybody.
Yes, my master plan has come to fruition.
No pain, just
Daniel's
dreams.
just crying, going over to each one. Okay, yeah. He'll go up to Ted and he'll lightly like tap his boot. Ted. And he'll shake his boot a little. Ted. Daniel scurries to the corner and just
Ted looks confused.
huddles.
Ted looks scared and confused.
You should make like a sign. Just everybody. That looks confused. That looks confused.
That looks confused. Okay. It's probably not going to help much, but Daniel's going to say, Ted, everything's okay. We just need to switch shifts. Can you keep watch for a little while?
Smash.
If anything shows up that's not us, yeah.
Nods and grabs his maul and just sort of like lazily stumps his way over to near the door.
And then, even though it only lasts a minute, just in case, I guess, I'll cast Guidance, which gives you, I think, like a D4 or something to checks. Yeah, roll a D4, add it to an ability check. So, if anything happens in the next minute, and let's see here. I think that's all I'm going to do. Yeah. That's it.
Quick question for Ted. What's your current HP
29.
out of?
42 since the level up.
Okay, with or without long rest?
That is currently without.
Without. Okay. Then I actually want you to roll a Constitution savings throw for me.
You get a D4.
I don't think I'll need it, as Constitution saving throws are pretty damn good. Do you know what? I think I'll just roll a d4 there.
What did you roll?
Oh,
Well, where is the pie? Where is the humble pie? Let me just.
What did you roll?
Ooh, dice, you heartless bitch.
That's how Gemini feels every time he has a performance check. I've got O.
To be fair, it wasn't a bad roll, but I rolled a 9. But his Constitution is +6, so it's still a 15. And
Okay.
I rolled the d4 just to make sure, but it added a 1, so 16.
There you go.
Fair enough. It's good enough.
Okay.
You feel kind of weak, and at one point you feel like you're about to fall asleep again, but you catch yourself, and does manage to stay awake, even though you really, really want to sleep some more. Roll your perception, please, for me.
Oh dear.
I can only
God,
apologise. It's a natural 1.
You hear absolutely nothing. You think everything is fine. It's actually kind of boring.
He's just like he's using his maul as a seat and just sort of like kicking his legs off it.
And you're kind of wondering why am I keeping watch? There's nothing to watch. We're in a locked room. Nothing's gonna happen here.
Just blowing bubbles, bloody bubbles.
Anyway, and the rest of the night then passes uneventfully, and you all get a long rest.
Yeah. What way does a long rest work with health? I can't remember. Is it full or is it a bit?
Completely restores you, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
Ready for another bugbear?
Yes.
As the long rest comes to a close, Daniel wakes up clutching the teddy bear that he took from the house, and he just kind of sees that everyone else is waking up and sneaks it into his coat. Or I guess he has more tunic situation, wouldn't he? So he kind of just sneaks in there and gets up and feeling really sheepish. He decides to, for once, kind of take a little bit of initiative and just say, everyone, I wanted to apologize about the fight. I just, okay. He just sits back down.
Who made that noise?
McKenna sleeping.
I kind of give him a hard poke. Daniel was trying to say something.
Yeah.
It's not important. I'm sorry that I wasn't there for you.
Can you tell us what happened, Daniel? There you go.
Ted was very confused. No, I heard fighting, and I went out to see. I went out to help. I'm not a fighter, not like you all, but I wanted to help. And I saw the goblins. I saw Ted. Then I saw the bigger one, the bugbear.
Mm-hmm.
I froze. I had to run. I couldn't be near it. So I hid like a coward that I am. I'm sorry.
That's all right. You sure you want to continue with us onwards? Because we might face more of these creatures.
Yes, I thought about that. I slept and I had dreams. I can't always tell dreams from reality. But I had a dream of my patron. I don't know how to explain that, but I was told that this was important, that I'd have to overcome this. And even if I hadn't been, I don't want to leave you all here. You've been kind to me. You've been nice. You've helped me. Most people don't. So I'm not going to leave you, but I can't promise that that won't happen again. But I'll try really, really hard to make sure it doesn't.
All right, that's good enough for me. I look at Ted, who looks really confused, and I kind of look at McInnes. Good enough, right?
McKenna fold Dander up and sort of like tap him on the shoulder, harder than usual. Sort of, it's not a gentle tap. It's a, and he goes, "Don't worry about it, Matt. You'll be fine. Just you stay next to me."
Oh, okay. Thank you, McInnes. I will.
Hey lads, are we good to go?
Yeah. I feel rejuvenated and inspired by Yondala,
Who?
my patron, my goddess.
Oh, does she serve you beer?
Yeah,
She's good in my book now. Fine.
yeah, she is.
So when I leveled up, I got to take mage armor as a spell that I can cast at will, which means it doesn't use a spell slot, which means
Cool.
I can cast mage armor on all of us.
What?
I can cast mage armor on everybody.
He said,
Mage armor self, I think.
Touch a willing creature.
Oh, cool. Oh,
Yeah.
it
Yep.
is. Yes, you are right. You are 100% correct.
Just
So,
But
don't cast it
that's-
on anyone that has armor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it doesn't work on armor.
I already have armor, so
Yes,
Okay.
as does Ted.
Oh, Ted does have armor. Okay, that's the one I thought that maybe. Okay, McKenneth, you wear armor?
No, but I do technically have mage armor as well.
Okay, but this won't take a spell slot. So do you want me to cast it on you or no?
Yeah, work away. Actually, I can play with that.
Okay, cool. So I'll cast mage armor on myself and Ted.
okay.
nice.
Or not Ted, McKenneth.
What does that
Uh,
give you? That gives you plus what an AC?
It makes your
It
armor
gives-
class instead of 10, 13 plus your
Yeah, it
dex
makes it
modifier.
13.
Plus your dex. Yeah, so my AC is now 13, and I'm going to go ahead and jot that down.
McKenneth will actually turn to Daniel when he's doing that. I'm just gonna put that in D&D Beyond. And he'll be like, what is that strange thing you're doing to me?
I'm touching you.
Please don't.
Ted is aroused.
I'm going to need a lot of cue cards here.
I'm
Hang on.
next, yeah.
No,
No,
he does.
no, I don't mean the initial touching. I mean, you,
The rubbing. Yeah.
He's fine.
I'm
Okay,
fine. I'm
that's the weird
fine with
part.
that. That's
It's-
okay.
Why do I need my trousers off?
You're telling me to cough. What is happening?
What is this strange, weird, magical feeling I'm getting?
Yeah. And why do you keep saying look? no
Sexual
hands?
healing. It's it's a gift from.
Oh dear. Our view count just dropped there. Yeah. It's just, well, bye.
Or it got real big on Tumblr.
Jeez. Yep.
But it's a gift from my patron to help
Uh,
us in our journey.
Oh, right. Does she give you beer too, aye? Is this
Oh.
way this works, aye?
What? No, I don't. I don't drink. What?
What? Would I give you
What?
at least 2 beers earlier on? Why? Are you lying to me?
No, I never said I would drink them. I give them to Ted.
Did you drink my beer, Ted? Ted's confused.
Ted is confused. I'm gonna actually have to start saying them because the podcast. I keep forgetting that the
Yeah.
people can't see it.
Hmm.
For anyone at the podcast, I keep holding up a sign saying "Ted confused."
I
Do
don't,
narration.
I'm too young to drink, and I wouldn't anyways. It's not good. It can change you.
I'm perfectly fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I never knew you before, so to me this is just you.
Makes a good point. But yeah, back to the magic thing.
Yes.
Do you know what that is? I have a strange feeling that was cast on me before, but I don't know what by.
Maybe maybe the patron looks over you as well.
I don't know where.
Neither do I really. I'm not sure who it is, but
Well, I did have a strange dream about touching something really nice, but I don't know if that was included. Is that how it works? Is it? Do we have a really good time during our dreams?
Ted looks aroused.
most,
Parson looks uncomfortable. All right, maybe we should get going, guys.
Before you guys actually go anywhere, I want McKinnis. Can you roll a Constitution saving roll? Constitution saving throw for me.
can I help him with guidance?
Yes, you can.
You have guidance.
That was a good call. 4, is it?
Yep.
Oh, I thought that was your roll.
That's
Like
4
D4 ain't going to help you.
That is 12.
Okay, you just make it, but and you don't feel perfectly fine today. But you don't feel quite bad enough to actually think you're hungover.
Mm-hmm.
But you think that you either do need something to drink or something stronger to drink, because you're not perfectly fine.
Something stronger to drink. Probably have a hip flask somewhere anyway. So.
And me in my 20s.
But you're not quite hungover. But you don't feel perfectly fine either.
Sorry, throat's a bit. Just gonna drink some water.
Water of life,
That's
yeah.
much better. Yeah. Right, let's go.
I'll go up to Barzan and whisper, I don't think that was water.
I kind of. Yeah. All right. We should open the door and probably be aware that there might be some traps or something on the other side. I mean, we
Ted,
spent
you ready?
8 hours.
Yeah, Ted hits the door.
Oh,
As soon as you say we should open the door, Ted swings his maul at the door.
I move away from it as far as I
Okay,
can.
roll attack with disadvantage because
Aw.
you're in a fucking tiny room, and you're either gonna hit somebody or you have to take care to not hit somebody, and then it's definitely disadvantage.
That is 11 plus 7, 18.
Okay, 18 hits.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Did I say that the doors open inwards or outwards?
Inwards.
Yeah.
This one.
There wasn't. It wasn't really a door, was it? I
There
thought we
was
just
No,
sort of.
they replaced the door.
Yeah. I
Oh,
thought it was
no.
just- yeah, I thought it was just like
It's
They didn't replace
barricaded
the door.
table.
table.
No, you replaced the door and everything.
Right.
We moved it.
Roll damage.
That one.
I have my shield up, kind of like
6,
splinters.
6, 10, 15.
Hiding behind Barzan.
15. Okay, yeah, the door shatters, and it makes a lot of noise.
Ted saunters out.
Ted's on this out.
Kenneth behind him.
I want all you to roll perception for me.
Absolutely. Can I
6.
give myself guidance on this?
Sure.
Excellent.
17.
17.
Kenneth's
I
a
got
lot
a
more
9.
awake than he was before.
23.
23. What did Barton get?
9.
9. And Ted?
6.
Yeah. Okay. Ted, you don't really notice much. You're looking for something to hit, then you actually get disappointed because you don't find anything to hit.
Ted sad.
Barsin and the rest of you all notice that the corpses are gone. And McInnes and Daniel, you can actually smell what seems like some kind of smoke, some kind of burning. And Daniel, you actually think it sounds like something fleshy has been burnt. But there's no traces of fire inside the actual structure.
Right.
Thank you.
I think I think they took the corpses and they're burning them.
That's definitely not a barbecue.
Okay. Should we? Barson kind of looks at the direction where we originally came from. Should we perhaps check that our path to the exit is more or less clear? That if we do decide to retreat or anything, then that we don't find a party to ambush us?
Well, that's up to you, but if I was to start a fire, I wouldn't start it inside. They're probably burning them bodies outside.
Fair enough. Okay, let's go.
You're going further into the file temple? Or are you going outside to check?
No, I think we're going inside, right?
Okay, so you go into this big room where you had a battle yesterday, and you do notice that the room is not completely square. It was a bit lots going on yesterday, so you didn't really notice. But in the room, two on each side basically, so two to the left and two to the right and two in front of you. There seems to be this tiny little alcoves that's not big at all, but they all look like they might one time have been some kind of shrine. Most of the artifact is gone, but in one of them you can notice what seems like a big basin, and what you think might have been some kind of picture that's attached higher up to the wall, to but probably would have symbolized a waterfall of some kind. And in a couple of them you find a couple of pedestals, but any and all other traces of what it might have been is actually gone.
All right.
And all the bodies are gone, including the bugbear, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Ted looks confused.
What you also do notice that directly across in the room from where you entered, between two of the shrines, there's a door that's closed.
Ted looks at it longingly. I get that door.
McKenna will tap Barton on the shoulder and be like, this more your thing? You know what this is for?
These are probably just shrines to the gods that this temple was erected for. I kind of look at the at the basin with the mimicking the waterfall. Can I tell which god it's for?
Roll your religion, please.
That is 18.
18. Yeah, you do recognize this, and you realize this is probably for the goddess of peace, Eldath.
Oh,
Because
this is
her symbol is usually depicted by a waterfall plunging into a still pool.
okay. This is Eldath, the goddess of peace.
Takes a look around, sees all the broken pews, and nobody left in the room. The bugbear and stuff has been taken outside, has it?
What?
Has the bugbear body and stuff like that been
Yeah,
taken
all bodies
outside?
are outside there. You see some bloods of pools and everything, but pool
And
of
then he
bloods.
turns back. Yeah, and then he turns back to Bars and goes, "It looks like she's been keeping the peace anyway."
Kind of look at him like not sure where to place this comment, and yeah, okay, let's just move on.
I want you also to roll your intelligence again. Barson.
Me?
Yeah, roll your intelligence.
Yep.
Just straight intelligence?
Yeah, straight intelligence.
That's 14.
14. As you think about this symbol, you get a feeling that you have seen this symbol somewhere, but you can't recall where. But it wasn't within the last couple of days. You have seen this symbol somewhere. It's
Yeah,
on your
wasn't it?
mind, but you don't quite recall where. But you don't know. Oh, I have seen it.
Didn't we have it on the boxes that we had?
Yes, it's there among other things, but that's not the only place. You were
And also at the
seen it
entrance.
somewhere. That could be.
We saw it also at the entrance.
That could be, but you're not quite sure. It might have been.
Okay. Yeah, so we're probably going to see these symbols throughout the temple. They seem to have a nice connection going on here, working together to keep the peace, but apparently it fell into ruin.
Would Daniel have any shot of knowing what any of these are through his patron or anything like that?
Who's your patron again?
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
Mm-mm.
You can roll an Arcana or Religion check if you want.
Okay, Arcana or Religion. Got it.
I know. I seen his character sheet.
All right. 13.
13. on your own, you wouldn't have known, but since Martin said that the shrine at least was for one of the shrines were for Eldath, you think, yeah, that could be true, and you assume that the other shrines probably were for the other gods in the life domain.
Okay.
This it
Got
makes
it.
sense, and it's also on the box that you found and everything, and on the flask as well.
So this is a life domain temple or shrine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of while everybody's pondering it, I'm assuming that the basin and stuff is a bit damaged, and so I kind of try to mend it as much as I can.
You manage to mend it quite well, and the basin itself becomes smooth rock. And you can tell that in the middle there's a drain to lead the water away, but no water starts flowing.
I kind of look up. Can we tell why the water is not flowing?
How's the light in here as well?
It's pretty well. There seems to be some light coming in from the outside, just faintly goes through the open doors. So you realize that the doors to the outside are open as well. And I think
There you go. You might be able to see better now. And McKenna's going to do the opposite and start breaking the pews until he gets a bit of wood that's a wee bit more club-sized.
And Daniel's actually going to sift through the broken wood too to try and find like a cane so he can walk with his limp better.
Okay. What were McKinnis looking for?
Just a improvised club-sized weapon.
All right, you find that easily enough. You have a club-sized board. Daniel, you have to look a little bit longer, but
Okay.
you do manage to find a board that's long enough to be used as support. But you do have to take out a couple of nails on one side that's bent and crooked. But
I
they're
will
quite
do that
rusty,
with the
so they
hammer.
break quite easily if you try to pull them out.
Cool.
So
You stick.
you have a stick board to lean on.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Does anyone do anything else?
Like I said, I try to find out why there's no water.
It might be broken, but it might also be broken on the inside, which you can't really see. But there's definitely some damage on it even from this side.
Can I mend it?
Sure, you mend it, and what actually looks like a pitcher that's actually quite ornated, and even the pitcher itself has the waterfall symbol, not painted but like etched into it, but no water starts flowing.
All right, I'll just kind of make a note of where it is in the room and that another room might lead to it. And
roll an investigation for me, please.
Can I get on that too? Like a general investigation with him?
Sure. What are you
Okay.
investigating?
I just want to see if there's anything around the room, any like trap doors, maybe a signal where the smoke is coming from, things like that.
Oh, okay.
I got a 13.
13.
Got a 14.
Okay. No, you don't find any reason why it's wrong. And you assume there must be some damage that you can't get to.
All right, fair enough.
Daniel, as you look around, you don't really noticing anything in the room. You do notice a little trail of smoke coming in from the outside. That's actually why you can smell it. But it's not like it's filling up or anything. It's just like a faint trail.
There's a trail of smoke coming in from outside. I think that's where they're burning the bodies.
Yeah, could be. Most likely.
Is there any way I can help with the basin, or any way in which I can be useful?
Could you maybe just for shits and giggles, I kind of hand him my my water bag, and I just ask him to kind of pour some water in in the cup or the thing where the water should come out of, and
Got
see
it.
what happens.
Yeah, I'll do that. Do I roll for shits and giggles?
No, you don't have to roll. I want Barsin to roll another investigation. You can do it with advantage if it's a bad roll, since Daniel is helping you.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go.
I'll give you guidance.
With
That
guidance.
is, I get a natural 20, so...
Oh yeah, okay. You see the water going down a little bit into the basin, but then it stops. And you realize there's a problem with the plumbing in the basin. You can probably fix it through the pillar if you
Oh.
focus real hard.
Good, I get on that.
Good.
And you fix it, and the water disappears, and nothing happens for a moment, and then suddenly you hear something that sounds like a swirl, and some piping, rustling, and then suddenly the water starts flowing through the pitcher you fixed.
Nice.
And both you and Daniel, you gain one inspiration.
Woohoo!
And
Cool.
you feel this peaceful feeling settle in, and you think that there's a goddess somewhere that's really happy with you.
I kind of give a, for me, high five to... Well done, man. Thanks.
You go for a high five. He ducks.
I just wanted to celebrate with a high five.
Oh, yes.
There you go.
Yeah. Good. Well done, Boston. This is very good.
Yeah, feels good. A little light in this darkness.
Yes.
I kind of look at Ted, who's like, what the heck is Ted doing all this time?
He's just eating the pews.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what? We'll go for it. Yeah, he's sitting beside a pile of broken pews that McKenneth was McKenneth.
Mm.
McKenneth? No,
McKenneth.
that he's forgotten his name. That he was sifting through, just like chewing on a pint, like. Do you know, like an animal would sort of gnaw on something to sharpen their teeth, just like that,
Yeah.
while staring daggers at the door with his hand on.
Your life has spanned too long.
Ted, I need you to roll a Constitution savings throw then.
All right, okay.
It's your choice to eat a board. Deal with the consequences.
It's true. It's so true.
Okay, that's 7 plus 6 is 13.
It goes fine, and then suddenly you hear the board creak a little bit, and something stabs you in your mouth, and you take 1 point of damage.
He roars, throws the bit of board down, and smashes it with his maul.
It smashes and splinters even more.
You take another point of damage from the shrapnel.
What's your armor class?
The building
16.
collapses. Take 15 points a day.
No, you're safe.
You die.
You
You die.
have some shrapnel that do point of your armor though, from the splinters in the wood.
God damn.
And you realize that you have a splinter in your mouth.
Ted, are you okay?
Ah!
Oh no. Okay. Oh.
Slappers. Each one.
Okay.
Like, you ever seen like a boxer dog use ones with the big flaps?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. You guys, I guess you're ready to move on, kinda. What do you guys do?
Yeah. I kind of look at Ted. You okay there, Ted?
He looks confused.
All right. I'll take that as a yes.
Where should we go outside where the fire is, or should we press further inside?
Ted just goes, door.
Just door.
McKinnon?
Don't look at me. I'm just waiting to see what Ted does.
The door.
I suppose we go for the door, right?
Guidance.
Ted,
On Ted. Oh, yeah. So Ted
door.
Ted runs towards the door and turns around because he's been thinking about this since they came into the room.
Oh,
And he sort of looks at the door and looks back at them and goes, Ted, brain attack. And he just tries to open the door normally.
It succeeds. The door opens inwards.
He sort of
And-
turns around just with like such a smug, triumphant look on his face.
Daniel's very proud of Ted.
This is like this whole new thing for Ted now. So.
Yeah. You want character arcs? Fucking.
There you go. Critical Role, eat your heart out.
Yeah.
One down. Yes, McKinnis left.
Oh, dear.
Okay. And as you open the door, you realize that this is quite a narrow path, at least on a stairs. Some stairs. You realize it's not
Ted.
called a stair; it's stairs. Anyway, a staircase.
Ted-
There
Ted-
we go.
Ted goes down.
Okay, so Ted goes
Descending
first.
or a descending?
So Ted, as you go down, you go down this fairly narrow staircase that's about 15 feet long, and you realize that you'd go probably down an entire floor. It's also just 5 feet wide, so it's not a lot of room. Okay, who goes after Ted?
McCann's been behind Ted. He'll tap him on the back and away, and you go, well, Ted, that was good.
Didn't get to smash.
That must have took a lot out of you.
Okay, who goes after
Sort of
McKinnis?
scratches his head, just like sore.
Who goes after McKinnis?
I would assume
follow him.
Daniel.
Daniel.
Yeah, because he told me to stick close to him. Yeah.
And then Barson.
Yeah.
Okay, Ted, you go first. Please roll your perception for me.
Perception?
Yep.
Yep. It's a 5.
I would say guidance, but it ain't gonna matter.
No.
Okay, what did you say? 6?
5.
5.
I wish I said 6.
Giving
I
Ted
wish I
so
said
much credit.
16.
Okay, okay, as you walk onwards, you walk about just down the stairs. It's just a corner, and then the tunnel or the path turns to the right, and you go on, and it turns to the right again. And 10 feet into that path, well, actually, as you come around the corner, you realize there's a door, and you head towards the door. And as you do, you feel that one of the stone plates that you walk on sinks down. And I need you to roll a why did I not write anything there? I need you to do a dexterity save.
Okay, Doug. Can I use acrobatics or athletics?
Nope.
Can I give guidance, or is it just too quick?
It's too quick. You don't see him
got
as you
it.
go around the corner.
That is 15.
15. Okay. I need a dice.
Oh dear.
I do need a dice.
I'll just need these d6s here.
You need these
Ugh.
D20s. You take 20 D20.
Yeah.
You take 6 points of damage.
Oh, but
as a blade comes swinging down from the ceiling and basically arcs over the path and disappears into the other side of the door. Luckily for you, the blade was quite dull, so even though it hit you, it didn't do as much damage as it probably could have done, and it mostly just knocks you out of the way due to the speed it comes down with.
yeah. Ted goes, ah, and then starts swinging at where it disappeared into.
Stepping on the same tile again, like.
And as you don't move from the tile, actually, you hear
Is McKinnis is kind of behind him, right?
Yeah,
McKinneth sort of pulls him back.
and does Ted let him get pulled back?
Aye.
He would not.
Okay, McKinney,
Yeah.
please roll strength for me.
You're not wrong.
He's going to be too busy hitting the thing that tried to hit him or did hit him.
It's a 13.
You try and you don't manage, and as you do, you hear that. And I need you both, since you're both on the spot now, to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, can Daniel see this?
You probably can now.
Okay.
So you can
Oh,
give
Jesus.
guidance to one of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna give guidance to Ted because I know he took some damage. I heard it, and I heard the anger, so I'm gonna give him some guidance.
Don't think it's going to help.
A
D4, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a D4. I'm sorry.
That is 7 plus 3 is 10.
Okay,
Alright.
and McKinnis?
That's 4.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay,
Ted just using McGinnis as like a shield.
so so Ted, you're hitting the wall, and McKinnis, you're between him and the other side of the wall, right? Kinda.
Yeah.
Kind of. Probably have my arms around him, try to pull him back,
Yeah.
sort of thing. So.
Yeah, behind him
Mhm.
in a bear hug. The guy.
As our healer, you might be getting 2 halves of McGinnis here to put back together.
I'm trying to think of how to do this. Okay, let's do it like that. Okay, so McKinnis, you do take 10 points of damage,
Oh god.
Mhm.
and you feel your arm crack as the blade comes back from the wall again,
Mhm.
and your right arm is effectively broken.
Oh god.
Oh, dear.
But
Did it come out right side of me? Alright, okay.
but as the blade still was quite dull, you feel you're lucky you didn't lose the arm, and the blade still crashes into Ted as well, and knocks him out of the way again as it comes down with such force. And it seems to actually, it doesn't knock Ted out of the way. It basically stops, and you can feel how it's trying to push on through the wall, and you take 12 points of damage.
Yeah.
Let's take another long rest, guys.
I know, right?
And your whole back and side is bruising as the blade basically is trying to go through you as it goes in to go back in through the wall.
Can Ted try and either break it or push it back?
Roll a strength roll.
Damn.
22.
And as the blade tries to continue to go into it, you basically turn around and you push it and half drag it and attack it with your whole body and basically keep it from going in. And you hear how the gears grinds against each other, and you can hear the machinery working, trying to pull it back up. And then you hear the sound of metal jarring and breaking, and the axe stops trying, or the blade stops trying to go in through the wall and just hangs there limp instead.
Is this blade that's hanging, is it bigger or the same size as his maul?
probably about the same size. You actually realize that the blade, it's not just a blade. It's more like a well, it's a big blade, kind of like you could almost see it an axe, but probably an axe for a giant. That's the size of it, and you can tell that it's basically it's made to go into the wall and then up again to come back around. But it
Okay.
doesn't really have a handle, so it's
Yeah, is it like not on a big pole type thing
uh,
that's sort of swinging down?
well, it is kinda, but it's made out of metal, and it doesn't seem like it's gonna come loose anytime soon.
Oh, damn. Thought I was going to get an upgrade there. Just take the big fucking trap. Yeah. Do you know what he would try anyway? In fact, he wouldn't be smart enough to work out that it's metal. Yeah, he's going to try and rip it off.
Okay, roll a strength roll again.
Please, natural 20. Come on.
I'm hoping for
Was
Can
the
I
ever
give him
one, to be
guidance for
honest.
this one?
Sure.
Yep. All right, you have guidance.
Yay. Well, that's 17, 22 again, plus my guidance. Unnatural, but... And a 4!
26.
26.
Nice.
Yeah.
That puts the DM in a tough position.
What's the DC on this?
I was gonna put it at your
27.
max, which would have been 26. No, your max would have been 25.
Mhm.
But you didn't get
yes, my
guidance,
max
so I
would
was
have
gonna
been
put the
25,
DC
yeah.
up by 4, which would have put it 29th.
Oh,
But 26 is fucking high.
I think it's the only time in my D&D career I will ever get that high of a roll.
That was a solid roll.
That was just...
Okay, you
It
do
could have been
manage.
better.
Okay, you do manage to actually go on with all your force, and you end up basically hanging on it, trying to pull it off, and you feel gravity taking effect, and you come crashing down, but just with the blade part of the weapon and the part that he was stuck on that made it actually effectively swinging into the room stays hanging from the ceiling.
That's all right. Ted has an idea.
That's completely fair. That's probably
Yeah.
one of the most
Yeah.
fair things I've heard. Yeah, I really like
Yeah. Okay, so Ted just sort of sits there in the hallway looking at his maul and looking at the blade and looks confused. No, sorry. No.
that. So, yeah. Very good.
Right. Well, while that was going on, McKinnon has realized that his arm has been broken, despite probably yelling in pain, but nobody heard it. He takes his club. Well, he actually has dropped his club because he's right-handed, and his arm's broken. So he'll pick up the stick and he'll size it out for his elbow, and he'll place it along his elbow and tear strips off the his sleeves, and then start tying them around a bit of wood to create it as like a splint.
Fair enough. Easily done. You managed
Daniel
to stabilize
cast
the arm.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel will cast minor illusion to make it look like his arm isn't broken, and he'll say, "All better."
But I know there's still a bit of wood there, Daniel. Thanks, though.
It would be great. It would be great if you were still drunk. Just like, oh, thanks, Darren.
Do I see what he's doing, and do I did I hear it break?
Roll a perception or investigation. Either is fine.
I see him kind of like splinting it, so I'm assuming that.
And if you're only looking at the arm directly, you could also roll a medicine.
Oh, there we go. Medicine. That would be 21.
Okay. I was gonna say, but if you do roll a medicine, you only look at the arm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, that's okay. Yeah, I only look at the arm. That's what
Yeah.
I'm like. Seem like tying pieces of wood to it. So I'm like,
No, right. You do not. You can see. Yeah, the arm is definitely broken. It would
Does
either take some.
how do you does any of my healing spells help with broken arms?
Hang on. Let me just look what you have exactly.
Another question for you, Barzan. Does the creature have to be willing to be healed?
That's a good question. Let me check. Cure wounds. Yeah, it doesn't say that it has to be willing. It, a creature
She
you
will
touch
live.
regains the number of hit points.
Yeah, because can't you cast it on like some sort of enemy and hurt them, like an undead or something like that?
Yeah, some
Sworn.
DMs do use that rule. If you
Yeah.
cure undead,
That's-
you actually damage them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mentioned if they're unconscious, it kind of makes sense too.
I could put an end to a lich fight really quickly. Yeah, cast resurrection.
And we
Yeah, you could probably use either both cure wounds or healing word. To be honest.
Those are really good
Master
idea.
of Flowers said you can also choose to make a save versus the heal if you like.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Uh,
So I kind of look at him and says, "Ooh, man, that looks broken. You want me to take care of that?"
Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. I'll be all right. Still works.
Well, it's broken.
Nah, look. See, it's still straight. It's fine.
But you, we need you to. We need all of us to be at full health, full strength. I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Coughs a bit of blood.
Still got my good arm, so I do.
But two arms are better than one.
You can't force people, Daniel. If he doesn't want me to look at it, I won't.
Oh, okay.
Ted sort of looks at Rugier's character. I need to write these names down.
If you can't even pronounce my own character name, he's not gonna.
To be fair, Ted will just turn around and sort of point at you and just go, "Magic man," and then points at his maul and the big feck off blade that he just broke off. Like, join.
If it's not originally joined, I can't just meld it into each other.
Ted looks confused.
I do take off the rope that I got. I kind of hand it to him. You could tie it on.
Ted does that and sort of holds it onto the top of the maul and is like bouncing the maul like between his arm while holding the blade on, then tying it on and struggles to make a knot.
you tie the blade onto the actual maul.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
More is better.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And I kind of look
Okay.
at the wound that Ted has, and I says like, Ted, please, you got to be more careful with these things. I can't just keep healing you up.
Ted looks confused.
I kind of touch his wound, and I give him a cure wound. There we go. So that is he heals 12 points.
Ted sort of looks at you and sort of goes, "Magic man."
Yeah. All right, now be more careful. Don't walk into axes and stuff.
As soon as he finishes saying "magic man," and while you're saying this, he sort of lifts up his new maul blade and walks back, carries on the way he was going.
Yondala, give me strength.
Now that the maul has a big blade attached to it, don't give it any damage increases.
I was gonna say, depending on how you choose to attack with the weapon, you can either continue using it as your mace, or you can choose to do a slashing motion with it, in which case you can roll 1d8 plus your proficiency bonus and what is it? Strength? Yeah, strength strength
Yeah.
with it. But you need to
Okay.
tell me which way you use the weapon. And
I'll
also,
probably use it exactly the same, but
however, since you did add something onto the weapon, which is not really how it's intended, it's now unbalanced, and you will now roll with disadvantage on all your attack rolls.
it'd be fine with that. It's a big blade tied on with rope. The first attack he does, it's probably going to come off anyway.
We're
I mean,
all screwing
he tied-
ourselves over way more than the DMs.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, he's
That's a good
tied a
point.
blade on. Like it's not even like he's put a hole through it. He's put a blade on top and put rope around the sharp bit of the blade. Like, you know,
Oh yeah.
It's a one-time use long range weapon.
I think so. I think it's one of those things. He's going to swing, and the first
Just
miss
Sling it.
that it hits the ground, it's just going to come flying off.
Mm-hmm.
Hitting a
Especially with
random
disadvantage.
bystander, like
Yeah.
Barson's dead.
One of us is just going to get.
took out the healer.
You know what? That's it. There's gonna be 2 natural 1 rolls. Ted's attack and someone else's saving throw, and someone's gonna
Yeah.
get decapitated. And Ted will just be like putting it back on. Magic man.
Magic man.
Bit of rope.
I'm Parthenon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, just turn to decide who will roll for this, if it's me or if it's Ted that's gonna get to roll, and what if Ted would roll in that case.
It's only just begun.
Yep.
Bit weird maybe, but sure, let's do that. Okay, yep, I have a plan.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
Don't like
okay.
that.
Now, in the end of the tunnel, which is basically just 5 feet after where Ted walked into the trap, there's a door. It's closed.
Ted sort of looks back at everyone and then starts staring at it. Well, he tries to work out what to do with this one now.
I suppose McKenna's behind him, so McKenna kind of directs him and goes, I'll take a look at this, sure. He'll sort of like squeeze past him and have a look at the door and see if there's anything wrong with it. He's not particularly proficient in this, but he'll have a look to see if it's locked or trapped, maybe.
Roll your investigation.
Oh, he sees nothing. That's a 2.
You actually
Looks
know
Perfectly
So-
fine to me, yeah.
That's a door.
It's a door. You can't tell if it's locked or unlocked, and you realize the best way to find this out is by opening it or trying to open it.
Yep. Ah, it looks perfectly fine. Here, Ted, see this? This is called a handle. We usually use these to open doors. You usually turn them like so, and then opens the door.
Ted looks confused.
I say we spend the next 5 minutes teaching him how to work a handle.
Yeah. I mean,
But you still didn't teach him how to say, was it cobalt or goblin? Goblin. It was goblin because he
Yeah.
just kept saying green man. Green man.
Squirrel's already turning into a campaign, so we might as well. Yeah.
You see, when you turn this, you can pull or push, and the door will open. You don't have to break it. You can if you want. You don't have to.
Ted looks confused.
Maybe we should move onward.
Okay, so who opens the door or who tries to open the door?
McKenna.
Okay, so McKinnis is first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sure. You try the door handle, and easily enough, the door opens. And
Succeed, Ted.
as you do this, what's your AC?
It's technically 13 at the moment, yeah. Or
13.
no, actually, it's weird.
13 plus
What is it?
dex.
13 plus dex, so it's 15. Sorry.
15. Okay. Yeah. Hi. As you do open the door, you hear one quick chunk, and as an arrow lodges itself in the doorpost, just as your eye level from having opened the door,
Oh.
and
Does it matter if my AC increases?
it depends by how much.
It would be by +5.
Yeah, that matters. I think. Wait. Let me do the math. So it's a 20 then.
It would be, yes. So I'm guessing the
But
second you sort
only
of
if it
say
hits you, or if you
only if
cast,
it hits me.
or
It's basically just an AC thing. Yeah, no, it triggers if it's about to hit me.
if it's about to hit you. So if it's a miss, it still triggers.
No, it doesn't. No.
No. Okay. And so. Yeah. Yeah, that matters. Okay. So the second arrow that was gonna come through
Mm-hmm.
bounces off on the splintered board you have on your arm, and bounces off and falls to the floor, tinkling, and you realize that it had just been a little bit higher, it would have gone straight through you, and or a little bit lower for that matter. And
Is this because of the trigger? Is it?
Yeah.
The increase, right?
Yeah.
Well, it is sort of an invisible magical shield. He wouldn't have really noticed any difference, but his pendant glows, and that's about it.
Okay. And what's your fucking health? Yeah, and you take, and there's a javelin that comes flying, and it takes you right in the leg as it hits you, and it does 8 piercing damage.
Right, right. So was it like 2 arrows and then a javelin?
Yeah.
So it's sort of like that realization of, dunk, dunk. Oh.
Yep.
Mhm.
Tink, tink. Oh, you're gonna have to do better than that.
Everybody roll initiative for me, please.
You look like Ace Ventura now.
Hmm.
The javelin in the leg. Yeah.
Oh, javelin leg.
He took a javelin to the knee. That is 17 plus 2, 18, 19. For Ted.
So 20 to 25 initiative. No, okay, 15 to 20.
Ted, 19.
10 to 15.
Yeah, Barson got 11.
5 to 10.
I'm 9.
CX.
And Daniel, what did you get?
6.
6.
How's your hit points looking up there, McGinnis?
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
McKenna will probably have visibly taken one knee though. Kind of a javelin in his leg. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sort of puts you off your stride.
Okay. I want. Let's see. It's Barton is not Barton, but McKinnis is at the front of the order now, right? And then Ted is right behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ted and McInnes, roll perception for me.
Natural one.
13.
13. Okay, Ted, you see things to smash in the room. You see 3 things to smash.
Cool. That's all he needs to say.
McInnes, you do notice there's some views. It's actually less broken down here. That might be usable for cover. Yeah. Anyway, Ted, you're first.
Can Ted reach whatever's closest?
Uh,
As in, like, with movement, can he, like, get around McKenneth and get to something?
yeah, you can get to one goblin.
Yep. He goes. Gives it a nice big
So
swing.
basically, as you come out of the door, a big room opens up, and basically the wall from the tunnel continues in a straight line and creates a outer wall of this room. And along that wall, there's one goblin, about 20 feet into the room, which is 10 feet shy of being the whole length of the room. Roll your attack, please.
Duke. With disadvantage?
Yes.
That is 12.
12. Yeah, that's a miss. So you... And were you trying to swing with the axe part or the bludgeon part?
I don't know. It depends what way you want to do it. He was just doing an overhead, just to.
Okay, so it doesn't matter.
He's still throwing it the same way. It just has the blade on it now. He's not really changing his swings any.
No, okay, so it's a overhead swing, so it misses the goblin and hits the ground next to the goblin. And I want you to roll a Constitution saving throw for your weapon.
Okay. Do I add my Constitution modifier?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, that's 13 plus 6 is 19.
Yeah, it holds. You still have a thingy weapon. Even though it shifts a little bit on the weapon, it manages to stay on.
It's going to come off at some point in this fight, guys. Stay out of the room.
Okay, Barson, you're next. Back at the line. You're next.
Yeah, I kind of move. To try to see what's going on in the room.
You're trying to move forward to see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You have Daniel and you have McInnes in front of you, but you kind of see through them, and you see that Ted is engaged.
No, so I first move forward, and as a halfling, I don't troubled by larger people in front of me, so I can just easily sneak, get through them.
Yeah, sure enough. Okay, so you get 10 feet closer to the door, and you stand on the door opening, and what you do see there is that right ahead, of course, there's Ted with the goblin that is fighting. Mm-hmm. And further into the room, you do notice that at the back of the room, squared, centered in it, there seems to be a raised platform, and on the platform there's an altar, and next to the altar, it seems to be another bugbear like the one you saw earlier, but this one looks bigger and meaner. And
oh shit!
And he's reaching for a weapon that's hanging by his side.
Okay.
And there's another goblin basically down from the platform, just at the other edge of it.
Okay. How far is the bugbear and the goblin from me?
From there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 25 feet from where you are right now to the bugbear, to the big bugbear, and 20, 25, 30, and about 30 feet to the other goblin.
Okay, and is Ted kind of blocking his path, so he would have to pass Ted before he gets to us?
Nope.
Okay.
If the
Um,
bugbear wanted to, he could basically run across the room, bypass Ted easily enough, and hop over a pew and be at you.
all right. So I will kind of look around, and this guy looks bad, right? He looks mean.
Oh yeah, he looks mean.
Okay, so I will cast bless on my 3 companions,
Okay.
and I will move backwards.
And what does bless do?
Bless for a minute. Everybody can add a D to their attack rolls and stuff. Attack rolls, skill checks, and saving throws.
Oh, okay, so it's like guidance, but
Yeah, but just for everybody, and it lasts
everybody
for a
for a
minute.
minute. Okay, yeah.
Does it expire, or is it just 1 minute so you can use it as many times as you want?
Yeah,
within
you
that
can
minute?
just use it as many times as you want. So
Hmm.
you get it for like 10 attacks.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Fair enough.
All right, then I move backwards because I don't want the bugbear to be able to immediately get to me.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, you move back into the room or back into the passage.
Back into the tunnel, yeah.
Tunnel, yeah. Then it's McInnes. You're next.
Mm-hmm. I'm just checking to see if there actually is a like take cover action. I don't think there is such a thing, is there?
There is.
Yeah,
There's
there is.
Hide.
Yeah.
should be.
Disengage, dodge, grapple, help, hide, improvise strategies.
But I'll let you.
Would
I will
hide
let
not be
you-
sort of?
I suppose thinking, yeah.
What do you want to do? I mean,
Right. Well, the first thing McKenna's going to do is he kind of has a javelin on his leg, so he's going to kind of hobble towards one of the what you said he's seen cover, so pews, and sort of sit down behind it and see if he can dislodge this javelin. But
I will let you actually move behind to the pew. I will let you do that as your movement,
mhm.
and then basically just hunker down to take cover. And as you do sit down on the floor, even though it's quite broken, you gain 3/4 cover.
Yeah.
As you actually sit down on the floor, and you can use your action to.
Right, to dislodge.
dislodge,
Right.
yes.
Well, doing that, obviously, I walk into the room, and then I see this massive bugbear. Is that the only thing I see, or do I see where the 2 arrows came from?
Yeah, you do see the goblins as well. As
2
you walk
goblins.
into the room now.
Does this bugbear look visibly taller than Ted?
Yes.
Yes. So I walk into the room and I sort of sit down in the pew and look around and see the bugbear and go, "Oh, that thing's bigger than the last one.
Yeah.
Ted, are you gonna be right? That thing is massive." And the second he says that, his amulet glows, and Ted becomes visibly bigger.
Nice.
As
Give me
I
any
cast,
bonuses?
enlarge, and it makes you. You're a medium class creature usually, aren't you?
Yeah.
You are now large. You're now probably like double in size, within the maximum dimensions of the room, anyway.
nice.
Your equipment and everything else enlarges. Well, let me see what the actual benefits. You get advantage on strength saves and checks, and your weapon gets an extra D4 in damage.
Ooh.
This lasts for a minute.
Nice.
That takes an action, by the way, so I'm
Yep.
gonna wait to pull the javelin out.
Yeah, fair enough.
Almost feel sorry for this goblin.
Yeah, Danielle, you're up.
1
Or-
week sec.
yeah.
That was a second level
Oh yeah, that's
spell.
a spell. I get to roll.
Oh no, we all die.
Do you want to roll or do I want to roll?
Oh, you can roll. I will just look up.
Roll? Yeah. Okay. So, you see, the funny thing is, this is probably going to trigger anyway, since I regained Tides of Chaos.
Yeah.
Which basically means the first time I cast this spell, I have to roll on the Wild Magic search table anyway, I think. Let's see. Before you regain the use of this feature, the DM can ask you to roll Wild Magic search table after you cast a first level spell or higher. and then you regain use of this feature.
Okay, yeah, then you have to roll on the wild magic.
Straight up to the
Or
wild
should
magic.
I do
then.
that?
You can do it if you want. It's I think it's a D100. So...
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
D100,
yeah.
so I use a D100 and a D10. Where did my D10 go?
Okay, you go for it then.
I have lost my D10, so you get to roll.
Okay, and I'll do it.
I had it earlier. Where the hell did it go?
Where's my wild magic?
Cat's got it.
There's my
Yeah, I
wild
think the
magic.
cat ate
Oh,
it.
found it.
This is going to be fun.
Yes, tell me the number.
The number is that's 19.
19?
Yep. Jesus Christ.
Okay, you cast grease centered on yourself.
Yeah.
Just gonna double check what grease does, but I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
I know.
This one's slippery by.
Yeah, slick material, I think.
Yep. So basically, what's gonna happen is that
Do you sneeze?
That's it. That's exactly what happens. After using the spell.
The
smell. Yeah, the smell. Smell of this place is terrible.
Yeah.
So basically, what happens is that you cast enlarge. You notice that something appears under your feet and gushes out as if someone had just dropped a big bucket of grease on the floor, and it splatters up a bit on your legs and effectively also covers your feet. And the ground around you in a 10-foot square. So basically,
10-foot square. Yeah.
Yeah, in the 10-foot square. It's now
Could be worse.
difficult terrain.
Is anybody standing within 10 feet of me?
No, they're just no. Actually, so basically, as you get into the room, there's a pew, just 5 feet into the side, and I'm gonna assume you just got down right behind it.
Yeah.
So
Enough so I could sort of see around the corner at the bugbear anyway.
So 10 feet centered on yourself. So yeah, just outside the door, there's a little narrow path on the side that you probably could sidestep it on, but most of the door opening and then about 10 feet into the room is covered with grease. But you can there's a foot left or something that you probably can walk around it on.
I'm technically prone at the moment anyway, am I? Because I'm sort of sitting down.
Yeah.
Doesn't really affect me. Right.
No, it doesn't affect you. You're on the ground. It's fine.
Yeah.
However, you're gonna have problems standing up.
Yeah, I definitely am.
But yeah, you're not getting up, so it's fine. Not this turn, at least. Yeah. All right.
A lot of random magical explosions.
Yeah.
I think it's back to Daniel again, is it?
Yeah. No, and then it's Daniel.
Okay. Is there
Wait, the
anybody in
monsters
front
will
of me?
go the last.
Or yeah, unless the creatures go next.
No,
Wow,
it's
they're
Daniel.
really bad.
Yeah, I rolled a 2 for them.
Ah.
Okay. Sweet. I Okay. Is there anybody in front of Daniel? Can he get into the area?
Yeah, you can get in. You have roll your perception, please.
Yep. Natural 1.
There.
You
You don't even see the bugbear.
You do not notice the grease on the floor in front of the door.
Excellent.
He's just like, I go, is 10 bigger?
But you do realize that Ted is bigger, and you do see the bugbear. The basically only thing you do see, you see the bugbear, and you don't understand really why Ted is off to the side and not fighting the bugbear. It's
How
big.
far away is everything from me? Like all the bads that I can see.
So right in front of you by 15 feet, if you're standing at the door opening, you have Ted. In the way for the goblins, you actually don't see that goblin
Right.
because he's that big. And then, what is it, 25 feet, but a little bit more to the side, you have the bugbear up on the platform. And then about 30 feet, Even more to the side, you have the other goblin, but he's not on the platform. And there's a couple of pews that's kind of in the way to get there. That's mostly full. Whole. And then, of course, like 5 feet away almost, you have McInnes taking cover behind a pew.
Daniel won't want to get any closer to that fucking bugbear at all. So he'll stand in the doorway and he'll start to point at the bugbear, but then he'll see the goblin next to the bugbear and think, oh, this is a safer option. And he'll cast create bonfire on the goblin.
Yep, and then the goblin has to make a saving throw, right?
Yeah, Dex 13.
At the
Dex.
start of his turn?
I think when I cast it in at the start, you create bonfire. When you cast the spell, must succeed on a Dex saving throw or take 1d8 fire damage. And it also must, or a creature must also make a saving throw when it moves on the bonfire space for the first time or ends its turn there, not starts its turn.
Ends. Okay, yeah, sure, fair enough. And it's 13, you said?
Yep. Yeah.
No, doesn't make it. How much damage?
Let's find out. This should be fun. That went out the box, and it was an 8, so that sucks. But let's see here. Oh, also an 8. Cool.
Nice. So the goblin to the side takes 8 points of damage.
Nice.
And it's
Um.
And do you do anything else?
I don't
Cries.
think I have it. Yeah, pretty much. Do I want to do that? Yeah. He's gonna basically back up like 10 feet into the hallway.
Okay, so
To
you're
just try and
deeper
get away.
into the hallway, and all you can actually really see is Ted. Out in the room, you can't see the other things anymore, and you're effectively standing at the corner of the tunnel.
Pretty close to me, right?
Yeah, he probably even moves past you, actually.
Okay.
You're in front of him.
Yeah, he'll try to stay kind of smushed up and as hidden as possible in there. That's his turn.
Yeah. And then it's the goblin's turns. The goblin that's engaged with Ted will use his bonus action to disengage and do a nimble escape, and basically dash up on the platform and then up on the just dash up on the platform, so it's about 10 feet away now, or 15 feet away. He's 15 feet away, and then he will attack you with his short bow. So he hops up and he does this little as he got really big and he's really scared, and he hops up on the platform, draw his bow and arrow, and 15.
It does not hit.
No, wait, 17. Sorry, I can't count.
17 does hit.
17 does hit.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
Just 8? No. 10?
No.
No. 13?
16,
yeah, it was a
actually.
13.
16. Sorry, I still can't them now. 16.
16 does not hit. I believe equal to or higher?
Equal
Or
to.
higher?
What's your
Yeah. If your armor class 17, he misses.
No, it's 16.
Okay, so it hits.
I thought we'd done that before, that there was equal to misses.
No. Equal to hits.
Not that I know of.
I'm convinced we'd done that before.
If I've done that, it's because I fucked up.
Okay. fair
Brains
enough.
is confused.
Brains is confused, yeah. Fair enough. Then yes, it still hits. May I say 16?
And he shoots, and the arrow sticks itself right in your chest. And do you have armor there? No. Yes.
Daniel?
No, Ted.
Go say yes. Chainmail.
Chainmail. Okay, so it doesn't hit there. It hits you in the leg, and you get an arrow stuck in the leg, and you
In your
take
knee.
8 points damage.
Just a point.
8 point.
8 point. Okay.
No.
Is this
8.
Oh, 8.
Eight.
8. Oh, okay,
the number
that's
after 7? Yeah.
Okay. So,
Not
And-
8.
Okay. There we go. Is it the same leg that he got hit with in the last fight? The one that had the
Sure.
javelin and the arrow in it? Okay.
Yeah, sure.
He just looks at it and goes, God damn it!
As you ask for it, sure.
Yeah.
You should
Real
take the magnet
soul.
out, man. It's just
Yeah, that's it.
tracking there.
Yeah, okay. It is also the big bugbear's turn. And seeing as he saw you get larger and actually just grow in size in front of him and basically became the most challenging presence in the room, he moves up to you. And he bellows this deep guttural roar as he does. And he moves 10 feet closer to you and gets down from the platform and pulls his morning star from his side and attacks you with a wide swing that and that's a hit. That's a 22.
That'll do it, yeah.
That'll do it. Wait, what? That one? No, I don't want to do this. You're gonna die. I'm gonna kill you. Oh, and I need to roll. Oh, yeah, it's melee, and he's a brute. So, how much health do you
Depends.
have? I
How
will
much
look
do
it
I
up if you
need?
don't tell me.
27.
27. Oh, then it's fine. Uh,
Oh,
I mean, 4.
it's fine. You take 14 points of damage.
4, yeah.
14.
14.
1 4.
Oh, 4, yeah, okay. That's
And
fine. I
you
can
take
do that.
14 points of damage at you take what is it? You take 14 points of piercing damage as he smacks you right on your unprotected arm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
and
all right. I've bonuses up the ass right now. He's gonna get fucked up my next turn.
and the last
Please.
goblin.
Days in the fire?
Actually, it's gonna disengage from the fire. And be like, fire, hurt.
Mhm.
And hop away, and he will hop 15 feet away, and actually, as he gets behind one of the pews, see McInnes. And he will try to shoot an arrow at McInnes.
At disadvantage, because McKenneth is prone, and it's ranged.
Yes,
Technically, yeah.
good thing. It misses. It sticks above him or next to him in the pew, in one of the upper boards of the pew, and the arrow goes pew, and then quivers as it settles into the board. And then it is Ted's turn.
Okay.
Come on, Ted.
Ted
Fuck
turns
him
around.
up.
Ted turns around at the bugbear and just sort of looks at him confused, like, didn't I kill this thing already? And just roars out, like, ah! And again, just big swing. And he actually does a pushing attack.
Okay, yeah.
So he'll have to make a strength save against it, and I can add my superiority dice and my plus my d4, and I can add the t4 to attack, and I have advantage on strength checks.
Well, stop it rolling your attack roll.
Yes.
Yeah, you miss. Okay, damn it.
That's
Advantage.
that is not a miss. That is 7 and 7's 14, 24.
That's
But
a
you
hit.
get advantage, right?
Yes, I get advantage, but I also get disadvantage
So it's a normal roll.
because of my thing, so they would even out. But it's 24. Fucking come on.
Yeah, so that's it.
24. That's a hit, and I add
Roll for damage.
d4 to the attack, which is so that's a 4.
And
my
another
damage is
D4 from Bless
2d6.
as well, is it not?
From Bless, yeah.
No, that's. Oh, yes,
No.
you're right. Yeah.
Bless doesn't add to damage.
Oh no, it's just for the attack roll.
Yeah,
It's
just
the
when you
attack.
tackle to hit.
6, 7, 8, 9, 9 plus 5 is 14 plus my superiority dice, which is a D8. D8. That's a D8. What did I
Push
say?
him to death.
14, 18. 18 points of damage, and he has to make a strength check or be pushed back up to 15 feet away.
Yeah, okay. So how much damage did he take, you said?
18.
18. Okay. Nice amount of damage.
Yep.
And he gets pushed back from the attack.
He has to make a strength
Yep.
saving throw
He
of
gets pushed back from
15.
the attack.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So
And,
he gets pushed back
and
maximum 15 feet, depending
and
on
he
how big
stumbles,
the room is.
and he can't go quite to 15 feet because as he stumbles back, he hits the back wall and breaks what sounds like a bookcase that was behind him.
Does he go through the grease
Nope.
and potentially pick up speed? No, damn.
No, he goes the other way. He goes into the back of the
Okay.
room, not into the front of the room where he came from.
Okay.
So he goes
Can
further
this be a
into.
Hanna-Barbera cartoon?
If he hits the wall, would he maybe not take damage from that?
That's what I'm looking at.
Okay.
I have a board of info here, so I'm just looking.
Okay.
Because I don't know
While
those numbers
you're
out of my
looking
head.
at that, also a silly question. Now that he leaves the engagement with Ted, does Ted actually get an attack of opportunity because he doesn't disengage?
I don't think so.
Sure,
Oh.
who died?
Oh,
Where did Optic go?
Yeah.
Optic is
Optic. No.
Optic!
No.
Our stream is all
is
fucked
it-
up.
Oh no. His internet might have died. It's shown here as offline. What I will say, there is a storm blowing outside at the minute.
Mhm.
Oh.
I don't know whether that's the same where he is.
Oh no.
So I switched over to our old screen in the meantime, so we can just everybody can be seen properly. So now it's like we are on normal campaign with Roger's the DM.
Hey.
You have the power. Quick,
All
give him
right.
the attack of
The
opportunity.
bugbear dies.
Quickly.
The goblins die. You will find all magic weapons.
No, sure, you can get the attack of opportunity.
Yes. What way do you want me to do that? Just same as before with the all the days part from my superiority dice.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's even if I hit. Actually, that's
True.
that is 16.
16 is it's a miss.
Ah, damn.
And since you do miss, you do hit the wall instead.
Ah.
So roll a Constitution saving throw for your weapon.
Oh. Oh. That's not good. That's 8 and 6. What's 8 and 6?
14.
14.
As you do, you hit the wall hard enough, so the X piece actually lodges itself out of it. And as you move the hammer back, it just falls off to the ground and tinkles, and now you have a lot of loose rope hanging on your weapon. That's threatening to tangle your arm if you don't take it off.
Yeah, he'll be fine. That's a future Ted problem.
Okay, fair enough.
Can I use my bonus action just to do second wind, get myself a bit of HP back? Or does the attack of opportunity count as a bonus action, or is it just a reaction?
No, it's a reaction.
Okay.
So yes, you do have bonus attack.
Okay,
bonus
then yes,
action.
I'll use my bonus action to
Wait.
do second wind.
Actually, just a question. Did you roll the d4 when you rolled the 16?
Oh, I did not.
There you go.
I did not.
Because you're blessed, man. Yolanda's got your back.
That's a 3. That's a 19.
Well, that's a hit then.
Yes.
Well, as you hit him, the X part still falls off.
Okay, I'll accept that. That is fine.
And then roll for damage then, I guess.
Let's roll damage. That's 4. 6 is 10 plus 10, 12.
12. 12 points of damage?
12 points of damage.
Fucking hell.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. What was this? Yeah, up to this. Up to 30. Yeah, okay. He
Okay.
looks hurt. And as
Yondala for
he
the save, man.
and as
Bless is bloody OP.
and as you did manage to hit him again, and because he was stumbling back, you had to like make some awkward hit. So you basically shoved the weapon in his stomach and gave him a bit of extra speed as he's tumbling backwards. He takes.
Do we have the correct border on?
Nope, we do not.
No.
Not right now.
I
Okay.
switched to border because it was easier
Sorry, excuse
than
me.
changing all the screen's locations.
Gotcha. Cool.
So it's the
Alright.
wrong border, and I'm not really fixing it because lazy.
Yeah, no, let's hope Shin gets back soon.
Shin went.
Uptake, sorry.
I'm giving him a message now just to.
And I need to roll a d8. Where's my d8s?
As soon as I message him, because you were waiting on that, weren't you? You were like, I'll just wait till he texts, and I'm like,
And
oh
there
yeah,
we
back
go.
on.
We're back to normal.
We can't hear you.
4.
Yep, sorry. I
There you
turned
go.
that off.
There you go.
Yeah, no, internet died for me.
Yeah, we noticed.
Oh
Whole
yes,
house, don't worry
and I'm gonna ring. I'm going to roll my second wind. So that is 5 plus 3 is 8. I get 8 points back. Yay!
Yay. Okay. Yeah, he looks quite hurt. So basically, what happened when McKinnon was away is that Ted went to town on this big bugbear
Oh,
and
fucking
pushed him
high.
into a bookshelf that broke as he landed into him, and he took a hell of a lot of damage. And he looks like
How
he's
much was that?
suffering. In total.
How much was that total? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I do remember saying something before I disconnect it. I don't know if he added it or not. The D4 for bless as well.
Yeah. Well, we've yes, we established
that in.
all of them.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So he took a total of 34 points of damage.
34 points of damage.
And here I was
Nice.
worried about killing you guys.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck
Was
that.
that enough to outright kill the bugbear, or just make it really, really painful?
It's in pain. It's quite.
I think it's going to be sore in the morning.
Yeah.
But he's still standing and he looks pissed.
Nice. Right. So what's happening now?
Now it's Barshin's turn.
All right, excellent. I move again a bit closer.
Yeah.
And I'll see. I'm assuming goblin that is and a that's hurt, right?
What did you say? You.
Oh, sorry. I see a goblin that is hurt and a bugbear that is hurt, right?
Yeah, you do see. But if you stand at the door opening, you see directly to your. What stand is this? This is right. Directly to your right. Past McInnes, at the end of the room, like 35 feet away, you see a goblin that's looks a bit singed, and if you look straight into the room, you see Ted, and you see the bugbear at the back of the room, just in front of Ted, basically like 50 feet in front of Ted, and then about 10 feet diagonally away from Ted, on the platform, you see an unhurt goblin.
How far is the bugbear if I'm standing like in the door open?
30 feet.
Okay, then I will do sacred flame on the bugbear.
Okay, and that's a
So-
dexterity saving throw?
Yeah, exactly.
How much?
14.
Oh, yeah, that's a hit.
As in, I can roll for damage.
You can roll for damage.
There we go. That's 7 points of damage.
Whoa. I can't do math again. There we go. Yeah.
Okay, and then I again kind of move out of sight so that the goblins can't shoot at me.
Yeah. Let me just add this up. So 30, 34, 41. Okay. Yeah. Damn, you've done a lot of damage on it. But yeah, it looks quite hard. And then it's McKinney's turn.
All right. Still on the floor with a javelin in his leg. So let's see. And there's a goblin has appeared around the corner too, hasn't there?
Yeah, right. But if you turn around, basically, because you're sitting, you kind of can see the door and kind of look at the bugbear ish. So if you turn around, you do see a goblin that's 25 feet behind you.
Ah, right. So that's where it shot me from. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Let me see. I would say McKenna's gonna take his action to take out the javelin and see if he can sort of wrap the wound with some cloth.
Roll a Constitution savings throw, please.
Constitution.
Yep.
That's natural 20.
Yeah, you managed to pull it out, and even though it bleeds a little bit, you don't feel like you're actually taking more damage from it. And you do manage to basically stabilize the wound
Nice.
and keep it from hurting you a lot more.
Right. 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 So bugbear, goblin. Then there's a goblin raised on the platform as well.
Yeah.
Nim's got her own waiter. That's nice.
I'll see. I'll see if I can. Does the pew extend outside of the grease?
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna see if I can like crawl or like shuffle to the opposite end of the pew to get out of this weird slick material.
Yeah, but since you're on your ground and you just spent your action like getting javelin out and everything, and you
this
do.
Is just movement, really.
Yeah,
so.
just movement. But basically, my point is, it takes all your movement, but you do get out of the grease.
Ah, right. I'll do, and then I'll do for his turn.
Do you try to also get up from the floor, or are you still prone?
If I have enough movement to, no, I'll stay. Actually, I'll stay.
So yeah, so you get out of the grease, but you're on the floor.
Yes, just to sort of keep the cover he sort of has.
Yeah.
For the moment, anyway. So.
Yeah, you got cover from one goblin.
Mm.
Okay, yeah, nice. Then it's Daniel's turn.
Okay. Daniel's gonna walk back up to the entrance. What can he see?
He can see the same thing as Martian could. So there's Ted, and in front of Ted there's the bugbear, and then on the platform there's a goblin that's not hurt, and then behind McInnes, like 20 feet now, there's a goblin that you do hit with your bonfire before, and your bonfire is still in front of the platform on the other side of the room.
Okay. And I can actually see the bugbear, huh?
And now you can kind of see the bugbear. You can see parts of him. That is mostly in the way still.
Okay. I'll kind of peek out, see the goblin with burn marks on him. I'm assuming from having been burnt. Yeah. And do it again. More fire.
More fire.
Yeah. Yep.
So bonfire. Is it a 13 saving throw?
Yes.
Okay, he makes it.
That bastard. All right. Same thing. Actually, yeah, he would. He would duck back inside and do the same thing.
Yeah, he goes back inside and just stays.
Yep.
Smart.
Out of it.
I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it's the goblin's turns in the bugbear. So we're gonna start with the goblin on the side, the one that can see McInnes. He still basically sees you first of all, so he's gonna shoot at you. And he misses. The arrow just goes wide and clatters against the walls. A complete freaking miss. And then there's the goblin up on.
That's the one that was by McKenneth?
Yeah, this one.
Does it move?
No, it stays.
Okay, then it gets to.
Yeah, oh yeah, it ends its turns there. It forgot to move.
Mm-hmm.
The fight didn't hurt him. Why should he move?
Yep. Fair point. So yeah, it would have to make a Dex 13 again.
Yeah, and he fails it, and it takes points of damage. How much damage?
Let's find out. 1.
Fair enough. Yep.
I don't get anything to attack rolls. Yep.
Yeah, okay, that one took 1 point of damage. Then it's the goblin on the platform. Seeing that Ted just managed to push the bugbear away, he thinks that Ted is the biggest, meanest threat, and we can't have a bigger,
And so
meaner
should not attack him.
and we can't have a bigger, meaner thing.
No.
It's enough with one bad overlord. It doesn't need another one.
One other than the one that we killed before.
Yeah.
Correct.
Doesn't need a third one. So he shoots at Ted. And and he fucking misses. Being afraid of his humongous size, he fumbles, and the arrow, he shoots the arrow, but it doesn't get any speed, and it just goes 5 feet and just clatches to the floor and slits to a stop and pokes Ted on the toe, but it does no damage.
It pokes him on the toe.
Or on the foot. But it does no damage.
that goblin is going to get thrown at something.
Optic's gone again.
Velos
Goblins are
Optic.
small, aren't they?
Yeah.
So is a large... Yeah, where is Optic?
Optic went away again.
Mhm.
Oh, here, he sent me a text.
Yeah, what did he say?
Looks like my internet service provider is having a shitstorm.
Oh, so
Other
it's
than
not
the storm
coming
that's happening right
back?
there. I don't know. He had said that before that his internet had went down, so maybe it's just freaking out again. So hopefully he'll be back.
Okay, maybe
I'm sure
I
he'll.
should...
I am sure he shall let us know.
Okay, I'm just gonna
Alright.
add a moment and make...
So yeah, so Ted's now class is a large, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
And a large could, in theory, lift a small, and
Uh,
hypothetically speaking, throw it at something else
yes.
with all these advantages that I have.
I see no reason that wouldn't work.
I think the bugbear's going to get a goblin to the face.
Okay.
Other way around, sir. Goblin gets a bugbear to the face.
Well, surely the stationary object is the one that gets the thing to the face. So
Very true.
Did the bugbear already do something?
No, I have the bugbear's turn.
no, it goes last, or did it?
It's not yet your turn.
Oh no, it's not my turn. I'm just thinking out loud while Optic.
okay, yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, it's not me yet.
I'm just quickly fixing...
He's back online.
Of course, I don't even have time to fix this shit.
Dear.
There we go.
Yeah.
Bloody Irish. Yeah,
Yeah, Northern Irish.
Again.
yeah, Northern
Right,
Irish.
here I was
I'm
going
sorry.
through
Jeez.
all the freaking troubles of fixing layout so we could have the border and have us all in the right places, but with you missing. Here I go through trouble trying to put this together, and you come back, so I
Right.
don't know who's on what image.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, he should just stayed away. That's
I think.
Not on purpose.
I mean,
Welcome
your
back.
Your
turn
turn was done, that was
disadvantage on his
fine.
next.
I think it's gone again.
He's either frozen or very interested in something.
Is he here? Or
who
is he gone?
who
I didn't mean
used
for him
vicious
to go
mockery?
away. I wanted him to stay.
Well, I mean, technically, he's still there. Just
Well, that's true. He's really frozen in place.
I would have frozen too if I got a barrage like that.
Oh yeah, jeez. I mean,
Yeah,
he
having
got
some
hit. He got hit
issues.
worse than the bugbear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you know? Vicious mockery is real. You could do it in real life.
So my hubby just came by and asked if he had potato internet.
It's funny because he's Irish. Northern Irish.
That was his reasoning.
Damn it.
Aha. Potato. You know what? Ironically, I quite like gardening and I do a bit during the summer and stuff. I have had no fucking success with potatoes, and we are in the country that is renowned for potatoes. I
Yeah.
can't
Very true.
grow the buggers. Pain in the ass.
But potatoes are hard to grow, man.
Apparently
Or
not here.
Mhm.
It's just it's probably me. I just got a text there from him. He says, "Carry on. His internet service provider is going to be like this all night. He will do his best to get back on."
Okay.
We'll I don't know, carry on until it's his next turn, and then see if he's back, and call it from there.
I guess what you could do otherwise in between is to pretty much text him and ask what would his next action be.
we could do that, yeah. Hold on, let me
It's not
message.
the worst idea.
Because it's a bit before it's his turn, so he
Yeah.
might have a chance to reply.
Okay.
There we go. I fixed our screens.
Yeah.
We now
Can't you
have
do it
a
like
working layout.
maybe he can watch it on his mobile internet?
Do you know what? I don't know whether he's listening to us
Oh.
or not, but he just texts saying, "I'll attack the goblin with poison spray and then take cover as possible."
Nice.
I didn't even get a chance to send him it. He just texted that, so I was
Okay,
like,
nice. He might be just reading our minds then and be like,
Yeah.
we're gonna do this. All right, but it's not his turn yet. It's the bugbear's turn first.
I've told him to do rolls for us and send them through.
Yeah, perfect,
Um,
perfect. We'll make it work. So yeah, bugbear, angry bugbear, stuck in a wall bugbear.
Come at me, bugbear.
Yeah, he's basically taking a step out of the rubble and shaking or like shrugging once and getting all the debris and splinters and dust just to go up in a cloud around him and fall to the floor. And then he charges at you and swings his morning star. And 16?
16 is a hit.
16 is the hit, and he hits you right on the side again. And as he smashes his morning star into you, and you take damage, and you take 7 points of damage, piercing damage as it hits you hard.
Come on, Ted, don't be dead, dude.
Oh no, Ted, you could do this all day.
Yeah, okay, we'll see about that.
The healer's still kicking about, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true.
Oh boo, the bugbear's too close now. I can't throw the goblin at him.
And
You could smash it down on.
It depends whether the goblin's within reach.
and he bellows at you, and after it he says, "Take that, maggot!"
Oh, is that fucking right?
Yep. And he actually said it in common, so you understand this.
Okay.
You get the feeling he does not like to be challenged as the biggest meanest thing in the room.
Oh, he's gonna get fucked up. I had an ace up my sleeve last
Okay,
last
so
round that I didn't use.
Ted, you're up.
Okay. Is the goblin within reach?
No.
Oh, boo. Okay.
You have to walk to him to get to him.
Yeah, and then I'd have to disengage. To be fair, I can take two actions. If he really wanted to, he could disengage, walk to the goblin, lift the goblin, and fuck it at him.
To be fair, you don't have to disengage. You just have to move around the bugbear because then you're within reach. But where
That's
you're standing
right.
right now, you're not within reach.
This is true.
That's very
He
true.
will do that. If, in fact, before he does it, he'll sort of shout at him, "Fucking maggot!" and then runs around and attempts anyway to grab the goblin and throw him at the bugbear.
What's even a grab throw?
Would it be
How do I even
well,
do this? Someone help me!
Would-
I did not.
Would it be
anticipate this.
a grapple?
Yeah.
It would be a strength contest between you and the goblin, and then it would be whatever the hell you chucking a goblin is.
Another strength
Have to-
throw, possibly. I would
Yeah,
have thought.
another strength probably.
Yeah. Jeez, if
Okay.
only I had advantage and D4s to add to my strength. Oh, I do!
Oh no!
Okay,
Yeah.
if you roll higher than a 6, you don't even have to add shit. What was your
Oh,
roll?
wait, advantage.
Just
order.
roll your roll
That's
once.
good. That's good, because that first roll was a 1. I was sitting there going, damn. That is 16.
Yeah,
16.
that's a success.
That's the one. That's
Okay,
You
cool.
don't need to add shit because he rolled a 7 and minus 1.
Okay, yeah.
So
And then to throw him at the bugbear.
okay, so you managed to grab him and you pick him up and he's like, yeah, you basically, since you got so large, you managed to grab him with one hand and just lift him up around his waist, and he squirms and wiggles, but he doesn't get loose, and you throw him at the bugbear with your whole might, and plus strength throw, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you actually throw him, or do you just use him as like a club?
Oh no, throw him. I like just sort of
Yeah.
like a rock. Just to be honest, he's more doing it just as the insult rather than injury.
Okay.
I have another action that's going to do the injury.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
So
That's
a 15 plus. Yeah. 4, that's a 1, so 15, 16.
60.
Oh, wait, no, I never added my strength. Sorry, 21.
Yeah, that's a hit.
It hits, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hit. How much damage does a goblin do?
I would say they probably both take 1d6, maybe 2d6, because they're both
Yeah, they're both getting.
Small. Yeah, sure. 1d6 sounds fine.
Okay.
to each
Okay.
of them.
Both take 1d6. Need 2d6. So since you strove the goblin, I'm gonna do the damage for the bugbear first as he gets hit.
Okay.
And the bugbear takes 2 damage. And
Wait, doesn't he just get like a d6 with the strength modifier?
Oh yeah, it probably would be with the strength modifier. Yeah.
oh yeah, that's true. What's your strength modifier, Ted?
+5.
+5, so it takes 7 points of damage then.
Oh.
Fucking hell. Okay, and the goblin takes 11 points of damage.
Jesus.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Yeah.
And the goblin falls to the ground, and he looks quite out of it.
Just you in. Wait till he sees what's coming next. Because
Yeah.
I can hit both of them.
Did you have more actions this turn?
Yep.
So you're using action search?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. Use an action surge, and I'm also going to use a superiority dice to do a sweeping attack, which
Yeah?
means it hits both of them, essentially a 5-foot sort of arc.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yep. And it also means I get to add my superiority dice to it as well as the bonuses.
Yeah,
and
okay, and the attack.
Advantage to the attack rolls, or the attack. Is it? Do you want me to do an attack roll for each of them, or just for the one?
Just for the one, since it's a sweeping attack.
Yep. That one's a 16. That one's a 9 plus. So we'll go for the 16. 16 plus 7.
That's a hit.
Yeah.
Okay, roll for damage.
Right. So 5, 6, 7 plus the 8, which is that one, and that's 6. So what's that? 6 and 7, 13 plus the D4. 13, 14, 15.
Okay, so it's 15.
Oh,
damage.
sorry. Wrong. So, shit. 15 plus 5, 20.
So 20 damage, okay.
I forgot about my strength modifier. I don't even think I added that in the last one, actually, did I? Wait, no. Oh, well. Too many modifiers, guys. Stop buffing
Yeah. It's okay. Wait, hang on.
Sorry.
them. If
Okay,
if
so the
for some
bugbear
bizarre
takes-
reason
Yeah?
the goblin is dead, can I have it that it disintegrates in the swing? This mob. It just goes.
He's not dead yet. So that's not
What, the
happening.
goblin isn't?
No, the goblin isn't.
11 and
crap.
20?
Well, no, it doesn't take 20 damage. The bugbear takes 20 damage,
Yeah.
and the goblin takes whatever the roll on your superiority die was.
Oh, do they not take. Hold on. Do they not take both?
No, equal to the number you
you
roll on the
swing-
superiority die. The attack counts if you hit the first one, but it's only the damage on your superiority die.
Oh, so it is. So it is. I misread that. Oh, okay.
And
Yes,
I
fair
don't
enough.
think actually the superior die isn't counted into the first attack.
So it's no, that's the pushing attack that does that. Okay,
Yeah.
so then he's the superior dice was a 6, so 6 from 20, that's 14, is what the bugbear takes.
Yeah.
And then so the goblin takes 6.
Okay, hang on. I just need to do the math. Okay. The bugbear takes the hit and stumbles a bit and almost falls to the ground, but manages to get up. And you can see that he's hurting real bad, and he has trouble as he roars back at you. But it looks like he's struggling real hard to even stay standing. And the goblin gets smashed and is effectively dead.
Does he turn into pink mist?
Not quite.
Oh, boo.
You didn't do that much overkill.
Damn.
Yeah, it's Spartan's turn.
All right. I I move in again a bit. Ooh, the battle is raging on, and I kind of look at the bugbear, who is still looking hurt, and looks even more worse for wear than he did before. So I again do a sacred flame on him.
Yeah, that's a dex saving throw. There's my die.
Yep, 14.
Ooh, he makes it.
Then it doesn't do anything.
And he doesn't take damage. He looks more annoyed by the lights, but doesn't quite have energy to roar at you.
Okay, then I move back.
Yeah, and you move back, and then it is McKinney's turn. McKinney is still not back, but he was gonna do an acid breath.
Yes, he said poison spray
Poison spray?
at the goblin nearest to him. So I'm assuming the one that fired the arrow at him.
Yeah, exactly.
It has to make a constitution of 14,
Constitution
is what he has
14.
said.
It unfortunately makes it.
It makes it, so I think that's a half damage, isn't it?
Yeah, that's half damage.
So it takes 6 damage.
6. Did he roll a 12 on that?
He rolled a 12.
What the fuck? Yeah, fair enough.
Or so he said. No, I'm sure he's been honest.
Wait, now I need to do math. Okay, the goblin there is left barely standing. And you can see how the acid actually hits him, and his face starts to melt off a bit. And he almost loses his bow, but he manages to stay holding on to it. But he looks really hurt. Okay, then it is Daniel's turn.
Daniel peek his head out again. He'll see the melty goblin, and he will take out his trusty boomerang, and
Perfect.
he'll go for a headshot. And so, what are the buffs I get? I roll with advantage. Is that
Yeah, for bless. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
roll
No,
with
that's
advantage.
bless you just add a D4.
D4. Oh yeah, I had advantage because I was made bigger. That's what my advantage
Oh
came
yeah,
from.
that's true. So just a normal roll with plus D4.
Sorry, wait. Enlarge doesn't give advantage.
Oh, sorry. No, well, I mean, it was advantage for the strength roll for throwing.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Or for picking him up the grapple, I think it was. I'm not sure.
That's a 19.
That's a hit. Roll for damage.
2.
He takes 2 damage. And
Tink.
no, it's right. He takes 2 damage. So basically, the boomerang, it doesn't come with much force, but it does tink him on the head, and it's enough to send him toppling over and fall to the ground and lose the bow and not be able to get back up again.
So
It's
is
dead.
he? Yeah, okay.
He's actually dead.
Because I am a warlock, I get something.
Ooh.
Let's see here.
You like
Magic.
something.
When you reduce a hostile creature HP to 0, you gain 6 temporary HP.
Nice, you have 6 temporary HP.
Cool. And then feeling a little bit better about the situation, seeing everything around him, the bugbear, the goblin, everything, he's actually going to Let's find out if he will or not. Oh yeah, he'll go out and into the room now, and kind of try to stay far away from the bugbear, but be in the room. He's trying to have some agency and balls.
Roll perception for me, please.
Yep. What's that? It's 7. Or do we get? We don't get any advantages or anything, right? What is it with less?
can add
You can
a
you can add a D4.
Just a D4. Okay, got it. Okay. That's a 9.
Okay, it's a 9. As you step out, you do not notice the grease on the floor still,
Mm-hmm.
as you didn't notice it the first time either. And you step right into it. So
Do I
you
make a
need...
deck save?
Yes, you make a deck save of... was it 14?
Yeah.
14. All right.
Yeah.
Come on, dice. And do I add a D4 to this as well?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, bless is
Oh,
awesome.
natural 20.
Oh, you slide on it and you manage to stay upright, and what you end up doing is you manage to do this slidey dance out of the grease onto the floor 10 feet into the room.
Cool. If it were Gemini, he'd be like, huh, but
Yeah.
it's just
I was going to say, just like doves appear behind you, and you're not sure why.
It's like, what is it? What's happening?
I didn't mean to go this far into the room yet.
And that'll be that'll be Daniel's turn.
Yeah. Nice. You are now 10 feet away from the bugbear.
Oh shit.
I don't have any more movement, or I can back up, get away from him.
Oh shit, son.
You probably have about 5 feet of movement, so you probably could dodge in next to the pew that you're standing at right now, if you wanted to, because there's a pew right next to you.
Well, let me see here.
So
Okay, yeah, I'll do. Yeah, he'll dash into there and kind of try to
yeah,
be as hidden away from the big furry as possible.
easy enough. You're covered behind the pew,
Cool.
and
And that's it.
And the bugbear doesn't seem to have noticed you as you got in. He's busy having a screaming contest with Ted.
Cool.
And the bugbear, who is the only thing still standing of the enemies, takes a deep breath, bellow this guttural roar at you again, and takes his morning star, and with all his strength tries to hit you with it, and goes for your upper body, and it's a 21 to hit.
Yeah, I suppose I'll give you that one.
Wait, even with all your buffs? Come on.
Yeah, too. To be fair, out of all the buffs I have, none of them are for any thing.
Defensive.
Oh no, I'll tell I did you the if I had to make a strength save,
Are you still alive?
it depends.
Because you take 12 points of damage.
Oh, he's still there.
As the morning star, he
Just.
reaches really hard and comes through, hits the morning stars over your head, and you take 10 points of piercing damage on the side of your neck and head a bit.
Oh,
You only have
Jeez.
1 point left, huh?
and one of your
Two knows
tusks
I'm
break.
fighting.
And you can
Oh.
feel how your
Two.
jaw,
I've got a whole extra double.
Ted, and you can feel how your jaw cracks slightly, and one of your tusks
Jesus.
gets a little bit loose.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh shit, son.
Oh, now it's gonna get it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Ted's turn.
Yeah, Ted's turn.
Ted's turn.
Ted's turn.
Yep.
How do you wanna
Ted sort
do
of
this?
Ted drops his maul, just sort of like lets it go beside him, grabs the bugbear and fucking smashes his head into his.
Yeah, I roll for attack.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Roll for damage, just for the sake of it. Roll for damage.
Okay. Well, it's an unarmed strike, so it's
Yeah.
1 plus my strength modifier, so it's 6.
6.
Plus a D4 with the strength.
Yeah.
Or because it's an attack roll, so D4. No, that's a 1. But yeah, so
Okay.
6,
You can
7.
roll it twice because it's a crit.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yes, you get
All
to
dices are
another.
double.
Well, would that then would that technically double the bear? That's 2, so 7, 8, 9.
9. Right. So you grab him by his shoulders and the bit of his fur on his body. You manage to get a good hold around it. You jam. Okay, don't do that. I knocked the headset off my face. I was trying to simulate the smashing of heads. So I
Hit him
just
so hard the DM felt it.
yeah, and you hit him so hard that the lost her headset. Perfect. Anyway, and you smash your forehead right into his face. You break his nose, so you can feel how his whole face just molds around your own face as you bash in his skull,
like Play-Doh.
and
Oh.
and he goes limp in your hands. And as you let
Well,
go,
just drops him.
and as you let go and slash throw him to the side, he no longer has a visible face. But you have some bits and pieces left on your whole face is now covered in like blood and mucus, and
Good.
a couple of teeth. Or rather,
Just updating optic. Ted killed the bugbear by smashing his face against his.
Get
Yep.
your face out of my base.
And all the creatures are dead. You're out of combat.
Ted coughs up blood and looks confused.
No more.
What do you guys do?
I walk in and I see Ted, who's like standing there, like blood from himself and the others are dripping off of him. I do a heal on him.
Question: how far into the room do you walk?
I just kind of stand in the door opening.
Okay, you don't walk into the room. You stand in the door opening.
No,
Okay.
no, sorry.
Tell me when you do walk in.
Okay, yeah. So I see him and he, as soon as he's within 30 feet, I channel divinity and he gains 15 hit points.
Nice. I think he needs it.
Yep, that's. So would Ted actually feel where this is coming from?
Oh yeah. There's a magic light, Barson, and there's like this drip of mead that drops on you and your wounds just start to heal. Oh yeah, even if you consume it, it just heals you from the inside. You get this warm, comfortable, safe feeling from inside of you.
Ted sort of goes back to his mother. He's like, magic beer.
Yeah.
Daniel. Okay. Will that's not good. He will peek out from behind the pew once he hears the stillness of the face smashed bugbear. And he will there were two options here, and this one's what's gonna happen. He's going to come out on his hands and knees from behind the pew, and he's gonna see the bugbear. And he's just going to start hyperventilating because it's way too close to him. And he's going to... Let me make sure that he has... Yep, okay. He's going to crawl out, just start shaking and hyperventilating, and seeing that it's still, he's just going to start crying, and he just can't control it. So he's gonna start crying, and he's gonna pull out the two daggers that he has, and he's just gonna crawl, just scamper very haphazardly onto this bugbear and just start screaming and stabbing it repeatedly over and over and over as he's crying, just right in the chest, just screaming and crying and shaking, just stabbing this bugbear.
As Daniel kind of crawls out and he first starts to cry, Barson will actually enter the room, trying to hurry towards him to comfort him. But then realizing he's actually going to stab him, he stops and he just...
Okay, I want you to roll a dexterity savings throw.
A dexterity saving throw. Okay.
You're on the grease.
Yeah. That is a 16.
Yeah, you make it. You stay standing on the grease, and
Like, ooh, whoa, whoa,
but you
whoa.
almost fall, but you manage to get off the grease and go like, wait, what the fuck just happened?
Who spilled grease here?
Ted, seeing Daniel get up and start stabbing, will assume that everyone else here is smarter than Ted, and if he's still stabbing, he must go, still alive. And so he will swing for its head with his maul. It's like, ah!
Yeah, sure, you managed to avoid Daniel. Just, and you bash the face in, and the face and most of the skull actually splatters over the ground and gets stuck to the bottom of your mace.
Good.
As you pull it back up.
Sort of lifts it back up and goes, dead.
Yeah.
Daniel just keeps going.
I want all of you. Actually, no. Daniel wouldn't notice it because he's too busy, and Ted is probably also too busy to notice this. So I'm gonna ask Barson, and I will also ask McInnes actually to roll this. I want you to roll a perception throw.
All right.
So I will roll for McInnes.
That's an 18 for me.
Oh, nice, and then you make it. You suddenly hear as it goes more quiet, and not that quiet actually. Think Daniel is busy. Ted makes some noise as well. But you do hear a noise that doesn't come from them. It comes from the other side of the room. It sounds like it comes from one of the corners, the far end corner, behind the platform a bit. And you hear what sounds like some kind of whimpering crying.
I hurry towards it.
Okay, so as you come around the platform, you see this young boy. That's basically looks like he's been thrown into the corner and then left there and been too terrified to move. And he sits huddled up in a little ball and covers and like tries to be quiet, but his whimperings comes out, and he haven't looked up yet and doesn't dare to see if the fight's over.
I first keep a distance and say, hey there, buddy. You alright?
And you hear this.
It's okay.
And you hear his voice. It's quite bright still, and he goes, "Oh, don't hurt me!" And you can hear
We're
him
not here to
basically
hurt you.
chanting to himself, "Please don't hurt me! Please don't hurt me! Please don't hurt me!"
We're not here to hurt you. We're here to save you.
Meanwhile,
and hearing all the noises, he doesn't quite believe you yet.
Yeah,
And
well,
he still
you're
doesn't dare
stabbing
to
it,
look
and Ted's
up.
like kicking it in the side.
I kind of look back at those guys and say, guys, come on, calm down.
Daniel's gone, man.
Joe, I've never wished for fan art more in my life than
So bad.
I reach into my bag and kind of grab out a cookie and say like, hey, here, take a cookie.
And the sound of cookie just makes him so confused, and he slowly opens up his arms a little bit and peeks out over his knees and goes, "You're not a goblin."
No, I'm not. I'm here to help you.
But the goblins.
Goblins are gone. We took care of them. Here, you'll make feel better. You look hungry.
He looks at the cookie and then tentatively reaches out, takes it, and then pulls back super quick and tries to be as small as possible and starts nibbling at it and like.
It's good, right? I take one too and start to eat it.
Yes, it's good.
All right.
They're gone.
Yeah, I think so. But you're safe now. We're here to protect you.
Protect me. Who are you?
We're friends. We're from the village.
A village?
Yeah.
We're friendly.
Was it? I think it was a young boy, right? To the village to ask for help, and
Martin?
we. Yeah, that's his name, Martin.
That's my
He.
brother.
There you go. He asked us to come and find you.
He did.
Pile of mush
It's just a pile
with
of mash.
legs.
It's a pile of mash. You managed to tenderize it quite well.
Take its leg, start beating its other leg with its leg.
And
don't you,
basically, both of you, you're completely covered in gore and blood right now.
Oh, of course.
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Ted has no appreciation for Daniel after this. He's like, he's the guy.
That's the one.
And the boy will look at Martin and go, you sure?
I'm pretty sure they're a bit weird, but they helped to get here and to be able to bring you back.
These sound scary. Can they
They're-
stop?
They are.
Yeah, I hope so. They'll stop. Yeah,
They'll tire themselves out.
yeah.
Just going there. They're both curled up, having a little snooze just beside
I kinda-
just
I
beside
kinda-
the
Give the boy another cookie. Here, have another cookie. They'll be done soon.
He grabs it real quick and nibbles on it as well.
Oh, I haven't laughed that hard since I was a little girl. Thanks.
You
Holy
guys
shit.
done over there?
Uh,
Daniel's still going, for sure.
Ted will be going until Daniel stops. As I say, he must still be alive. This kid knows it.
The kid will basically look at Martin. They're not stopping.
Sorry?
They're not stopping. Can you make them stop?
No.
Just leave. Just go round us. Just go
I know.
Let's go around.
They're kind of weird. You know what? There are a couple of dead goblin bodies there. Maybe you don't want to see that, right?
He shakes his head vigorously.
They look really nasty. Here, you know what? He kind of takes off his cloak. Why don't you take my cloak and you can just keep it in front of your eyes and I'll guide you through it so you don't have to look at it.
Okay. He takes the cloak and wraps it around him and pulls it over his face so if he can kind of peek out and close it real quick. And he holds it
There
with
you
one
go.
hand and then he basically grabs your hand and holds it really tight. And
Okay, there we go.
gets real
Let's
close
go.
to you.
Now let's move and let's try not to slip on whatever somebody spilled there. I move towards it
Okay.
and
yeah. No,
I ask McInnes, hey, why don't you go and look if there's any worse taking from here?
Ted or Daniel, can one of you roll a investigation? For McInnes? Martin, you basically managed to lead the boy out into the hallway. Quite easily, you managed to step around the grease.
Okay, yeah, I think the grease only lasts for a minute, so
then it's gone.
so
Magically gone.
yeah.
How long does the enlarge last?
A minute.
Okay, so
Okay.
Ted's now shrinking back down.
McKinstead will do.
Oh, McInnes.
He's in the chat.
Oh, he's listening. Okay, then he can roll himself. You ignore yours.
Okay, that's good because I rolled a 3 for him, so he can't be any worse.
So I guess while that's happening, Daniel's just gonna keep shaking and crying and stabbing, and then when he presumably starts hitting stone at some point,
Yeah.
He's just gonna. He's just gonna drop the daggers and start shaking and just holding his head and shaking violently, and then he's gonna kick off from the bugbear and just kind of scamper off to a corner and just hold his head and shake and then just viscerally scream at the. He's gonna look back at the bugbear, just tears staining his eyes, and just just scream at it, and yeah, he'll just sit in his corner.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Whenever Ted see this, he'll drop the leg that he was using to hit the other leg.
Mm-hmm.
Just sort of look at.
McKith got 5.
Yeah. Look at Daniel and just dead.
Daniel's
Okay,
not
as
paying attention.
McKinnis looks around, he doesn't really find anything on the goblins or anything, but as he moves between 2 of the goblins, he does manage to stumble on, he doesn't fall, but he stumbles on what appears to be some handles that's stuck to some of the floor tiles. But it doesn't look like it's some kind of chest or something, and just glancing at them, they look quite stuck. So he doesn't really think they're worth anything. But he does notice there's some floor tiles that actually has some kind of runes or something on them, some kind of markings. What does he know? But it doesn't look like what they're worth anything.
Okay.
And so McKinnis probably also goes like, "Right, there's some bloody handles here."
Does it look like a door?
It does not
It
look
doesn't.
like at the door. There's like a set of.
Say again, sorry.
There's a set of like 10 handles on the ground.
Oh.
10 handles.
All handles are basically aligned on one row, and between each pair of handles, basically, there's a rune of some kind. But he doesn't think much of it because he only rolled a 5, so he's like, nah, I can't find anything. He has these handles, but they're stuck. Yeah,
So he thinks
so what do you guys do?
Ted will just sort of stand there, just glancing around the room, waiting for someone to tell him what to hit next.
Daniel will cast Minor Illusion and start playing the song again as he just sits there and shakes in the corner.
Okay, true to McKinnis, I think he would walk up to Daniel and ask if he's alright.
Here, lad, how you doing there?
Whoa! It's like he's here.
I know. It's almost like we live in the same place, and it's a familiar accent.
He said with the handles he said, "Is it a beer cellar?"
Yeah. And then said
okay.
folk handles.
Folk handles, yeah.
For whatever reason.
So Ted will be sitting there shaking, and he'll
Ted?
Just Ted. Yeah, Ted will shake, in confusion.
Yeah.
No, Daniel will shake in fucking Vietnam flashbacks, and then he'll just keep saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, sorry, I'm sorry, and just cover himself.
Alright.
Is he typing more on the chat?
He said fork handles. LOL. And then I replied 4 candles because that's a really old Ronnie sketch.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah.
I probably have brought the kid outside of the room, and I'm kind of comforting there. And then after a while, I just call into the room and says, "All right, guys, we should bring this kid back to the village."
Ted will turn around and walk out while looking confused.
I probably hear Daniel crying, and I say, "Ted, bring Daniel, lift him up."
There he goes and lifts him. Sort of like round the waist, sort of under the arms.
Daniel would really fight that. Like, he would be spazzing the fuck out. So
Let's do it. Let's do a strength then, shall we?
Yeah. Roll strength for each other.
All right.
That is 15 plus 5. That's a dirty 20.
Natural 1.
Cool.
Yeah.
I crush you.
So you don't fight at all. He just picks you up.
So basically, what probably happens is that Daniels tries to fight him, but getting picked up and not realizing it's Ted, he goes completely stiff
Yeah.
instead and goes, "Shit, what's going on? If I'm still, he can't see me."
Yeah.
I pictured it like a cat. Do you know when you lift a cat up and they just go limp? It makes them like really fucking slinky to lift up. That's what I pictured. He's just
Yeah. But Daniel basically gets carried out of the room. Unwillingly.
Yeah. And Barson wants to get back to the village and bring this kid to safety.
McKinnis probably follows along after a while and
while drinking and
probably doesn't have
spouting
that much drink
bigotry
left.
and tweed.
But fair enough. I'm just gonna sum this up for you guys. So after a while, Daniel probably snaps out of it. Right?
After a couple of rolls.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I'll make a roll. See.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially as he gets away from the bugbear and out in the sunlight.
Not yet. It's a 7. Yeah.
No, but he might get out of the worst of it, most of the panic, as he comes out in the sunlight and actually hear some birds twittering even. And the whole surroundings and everything change.
Yeah, just for the sake of being done with it, I guess, sure.
Yeah, but he doesn't feel great. He's still quite shocked. But he's more conscious of his surroundings at least, and realize it's Ted that's carrying him, not some dangerous bugbear.
Okay.
Ted, who is covered head to toe in bugbear bits.
Also, it's Daniel, so.
Yeah.
Anyway, and Barson basically takes the lead back to town, and everyone follows. And as you get back to town, the boy recognizes where he is, and he basically runs ahead, and you can't really stop him, and he's gone. And you get to the inn.
Oh, hell I can. I tackle him.
No, you can't. Anyway, and you get back to
Ted,
the inn.
get him!
And seeing it's kind of late, I'm just gonna sum this up for you guys as well. And basically, you end up getting your rewards. Even though you didn't get that many ears with you, you still get quite a big reward of for saving the boy.
Could Ted like scrape off the bits of bugbear?
No, they're not accepting that.
Oh.
But they do question you about how many there was and everything, and they will take your word for it. So you will get. Wait, hang on. 2 plus 2. No, that was 3 first. So 3 plus 2 is 5. Plus 2 is 7. Plus 2 is 9. So you get 90 gold for the goblins, and you'll get some bonus gold for the actual bugbear. So you get another 50 gold there. So that's 140. And you get a 20 gold bonus for actually managing to saving the kid. So you all get the 106. Yeah, they're real grateful. So they managed to scramble up, and the patrol from the guard has come by as well, and they have some funds for the reward and everything. So you get a total of 160 gold to split 4 ways.
All right.
Ted tries to eat it.
And everyone is real thankful for you for helping out to save the kid and actually clearing out the temple. And the patrol seems to think you got all of them right there. That's good. We stopped the invasion for a bit now. We will check it out more carefully and closely now when we know where to look.
All right.
All right.
Barson will donate his gold to the whoever is going to look after these 2 kids.
Yeah, sure.
So I kind of like, here, why don't you take this and make sure they get a good life.
Okay.
Daniel will go up to the kid that he freaked the fuck out once he comes down, and he'll like wipe his hair out of his face, and he'll take out the teddy bear and he'll kind of like pet it on the face because he's kind of a kid in his head, and he'll hand it over to the boy, and he'll just say, "Friends."
Barney! He grabs its head and calls it Barney.
Alright.
And you basically tell someone grown up when the kids can't hear about the bodies you found at the farm and everything as well. And the bodies you found in the forest.
Yep.
Yep. And that's the end of the one shot. That became a 2-shot. Woohoo!
Ted looks confused.
Right. So here what you didn't find. You didn't find a hidden room.
Oh no.
Was that with the 4 candles?
Candles? There were no candles. Just
Handles.
No,
handles.
the handles. The handles.
Yeah. But basically the handles would have made basically the key to get into the room.
Mm.
And there was a whole puzzle you didn't get to do now. So
Sorry, Barson was too focused on getting.
yeah, it's completely understandable. Maybe you should have put a kid in the hidden room.
Huh?
But then again, the bugbears didn't know how, or the goblin and the bugbear didn't know how to open it. And the last thing you fought was not just a bugbear; it was a bugbear chief.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
And he was still quite hard to kill, even if Ted did it in like 3 turns. Fucking damage.
Yeah.
That was another.
To be fair, Ted was buffed to all hell.
Yeah.
Like I had to write down on a scrap of paper all of the shit I had to remember to put onto him,
So
and I still forgot.
basically-
I still forgot his strength roll.
So basically, what was supposed to have happened was that he was supposed to be in quite a challenge, like a hard challenge, just based on the XP, and he would have been quite challenging if Ted hadn't had so many fucking buffs, I think. Which is also why I added it to goblins there to just make it a lot more hard, even though it didn't get as hard as I wanted it to be. But I think it turned out quite alright, because you all had stuff that you could do, and some things you struggle with and everything.
That's the hard thing with encounters is you just don't know what the hell way your players are going to do it. You could have like a simple encounter that you think that's going to be easy for them, and they just don't use all the shit they have, and then they get steamrolled, and then you have a really hard encounter, and they use all their buffs, and they just fucking steamroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even use my spiritual weapon. I could have been bashing the thing with my spiritual weapon on its head.
Yeah.
Oh, you had to keep Ted alive.
Yeah, well, that's just it. I felt like use those spells, but I felt like, man, I need to be sure that Ted stays alive.
Yeah.
To be fair, even without the heal, I think he would have survived because he was down to 2 hit points at the last thing, and if he had got hit again, he could have used his endurance to keep himself alive.
Yeah.
I just think if it had went on another round, then yeah, he would have needed the heal.
No, but you basically took half the health off in the first turn of the bugbear chief. So. And on
Shouldn't
the
have
second
leveled him
to
up.
last,
That's what I got all the cool stuff.
and the second to last turn, he basically was on 1 hit point.
Yeah.
Nice.
I figured that because we'd done the damage reduction because I'd fucked up the sweeping attack.
Yeah.
Addition, whenever he went like that, as in he was still alive, I thought, well, he's bound to have less than 5 hit points then, so I'm going to headbutt him to death.
Yeah, and it worked. It worked.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the one shot that became a double tap.
Patented brains.
Yes.
Stolen from
Thank you,
Shane.
Nim, for DMing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's been fun. You did, however, throw some kind of odd curveballs at me, which I just was like, wait, how do they even take this in consideration? Might have been able to solve this quicker if I had some more experience and if someone's thrown some shit like that at me before. So thank you, I guess, and definitely thank you for playing and want to take part of this.
Yeah,
And
awesome.
also thank everyone for watching and listening. And apologies for our internet problems, which we cannot really control. We do our best. Thankfully, it wasn't me this time, so this stream could still go on. Because that's happened before, unfortunately.
Yeah. It was just somebody else.
Yeah.
We won't mention who.
There's always one, and it's always him.
It's been you mostly as well. Alright, thank you all for watching. We'll be back at Wednesday with a regular stream, and keep an eye on Twitter for more streams. Unfortunately, we forgot to post about this one, but most of the time that won't be the case. So thank you all for tuning in, and hope to see you next time.
Okay.
Bye.
See?
Bye.
Bye.